So, our history came to an end. It's been 90 days since the invasion from space began. In that time, the entire planet has been wiped clean. We've been fighting back for 3 months. 3 long, arduous months. Every single attempt ended in failure. Of course they did. We had all kinds of security measures in place to deal with other countries, but we were completely unprepared for an invasion from outer space. The United States fought hard to the last man, but even so, they only lasted a matter of days. No other options left to them. All the few remaining humans could do was stand by and stare around, dumbfounded at the endless stretch of nothingness. Everyone resigned themselves to the fact that each passing day could well and truly be their last. But not me. I just couldn't end it like this. So I turned my back on the sight and walked away like a petulant child, casting a deaf ear to the people offering up their final praise. Before me, I saw a vast wasteland of endless white. Any trace of human had been erased. We no longer had any hope for survival, let alone turning the tide. Nothing we tried had even the slightest effect. In this wasteland, I searched through the old records like a raccoon pawing through garbage. I managed to find an old motorcycle with barely enough fuel for a one-way trip. Began riding across the blinding white wasteland. Yes, nothing about this makes sense. There are so many unanswered questions. If I'm going to die, I at least want to know why. I can accept an alien invasion. I can even accept the end of the world. But I can't accept not knowing why they invaded us or how. The invasion lasted a good 90 days. There must have been some sign leading up to it. Someone must have seen someone must have seen this coming. Or maybe someone knew this was coming and decided to let it happen. How did the invaders first make their way to Earth to begin with? Someone needs to go. Broly Pendrigan, thank you so much for the follow, appreciate it. Someone needs to figure out at least much out, or humanity will never be able to rest in peace. Hey, what's up? I'll keep exploring until I find a lead, some sort of clue that could lead me to the answers I seek. Thank you for being my 75th follower, I appreciate that. Recording might just be me talking to myself. Still, there's every chance that this is the last document remaining on Earth. My name is David. I'm an oddball setting off the last trip of his life, searching for answers in a world where I'll be lucky to see tomorrow. Log 2018. 18 hours have passed since the events we observed in New Mexico. At last, Subject E has been relocated to this base. Honestly, I can barely contain my excitement. This is the biggest thing to happen since the Roswell UFO incident in 1947. What server? I mean, if you're from NA, I guess NA. JP is 2 years ahead of us, but kind of up to you what you want to do. I'm still a little new at the game too, so I'm not really sure. That might be a question for someone else. Yeah. I have no idea how it ended up making an emergency landing on this planet, and I don't care. What I do know is that our visitor is at death's door and needs our help if it's going to survive. I also know that it is an intelligent life form and is nothing like us humans. Its form beggars belief. Thank goodness for the boundless capacity of the human imagination. Visitor from a distant world looks exactly like the sort of thing one would see in a horror movie. My orders are to perform surgery on this new friend from beyond the stars to save its life, hopefully establish communication. Literally trembling with excitement, my entire staff and I are eager to begin our work. This will be a difficult operation, but we will save it. This will be, by far, the most fulfilling work I've ever done. How could I not see that it succeeds. My only regret is that I won't be able to share these discoveries with the outside world. This project is as classified as they come, and who knows if it will ever be disclosed to the public. Until then, we must continue to nurse it back to health in secret here in this underground facility. It is here that I must study the strange new life form these tree roots come to life. Okay, so this is the intro. How many sections there are on Lostbelt 1? "22, wow. What have we got here? Kristaria? It has been 90 days, 3 full months since the Tree of Emptiness took root. The world has been successfully rewritten with the Lostbelts. The felling theoretical phenomenon is complete. Let us take a moment to celebrate this milestone. None of this would have been possible without each of your devoted efforts." You're giving us way too much credit, Kristaria. None of us had done anything worth celebrating yet. Foreign God did all the work, invading and rewriting history and the world and all that. All we've done is keep our Lostbelt kings in good spirits. The real work's only just starting, yeah? You don't get it, Beryl. Stabilizing the Lostbelts and growing the tree are one and the same. Lord Kristaria is telling us to devote ourselves to maintaining our contracts with the Lostbelt's servants. Particularly masters like you. Treat this as some kind of game. Whoa, easy there. Looks really can kill you when you're the one giving them. Aside, Lord Kristaria, huh? Changed a bit since you woke up, haven't you? Don't worry. I won't give you too much shit about that. I get why you want to cling to someone under the circumstances. But as long as we're on the subject, let me make something clear here. I've never been more serious in my life. We already died once. I think I don't know better than to treat this like a game. This foreign god person might have resuscitated us this time. I don't see that happening a second time. So you better believe that I want to get things taken care of while I'm still kicking. After all, you can only enjoy stealing and killing while you're alive. Don't you agree, David? Indeed. You cannot experience the sensation that accompanies methodical killing from the confines of a coffin. Happily, our respective regions are quite primitive, so we are afforded plenty of opportunities for that experience now. You said it. They keep coming at us, practically begging us to kill them. Not a lot of time to screw around, huh? I see. Feel sorry for your Lostbelts. What's the matter, Kadok? Beryl is his usual self, but you seem a bit off. What's bothering you? You play on NA? I do, yes. You look just dreadful. Oh my, those bags under your eyes. Have you not been sleeping? Or is it just that you're under a lot of stress? I think, if you play on JP, I think you're forced with, Japanese, like, subs and whatnot, and text. I don't think you can change it to English. So, there's also a big tip. You're under a lot of stress. Both. Never mind me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. Not sure. I think... Yeah. I think it forces you into NA. If you want to play on... Okay. Found it. That's good. Sorry. I know I can't do that, Kodak. If you really want me to leave you be, at the very least, I need to see a smile from you. Be careful watching this as well. This is all spoilers, so... careful. How could I not be sad, seeing a friend so down in the dumps? I can't help worrying about you, whatever you might think on the subject. Understand, if you really want to be alone, you need to be strong enough to handle it. And if you're letting your stress show like that, then you clearly aren't. Why not try relieving a bit of that stress with a bit of fun? This suggestion won't win points for originality. But how about some tea? I found some great tea leaves here in my own Lostbelt. Be happy to let you have some, but the Grand Duchess would be delighted as well. None of your business. I swear. You just don't change no matter what happens, do you, Pepe? Oh, flattery will get you everywhere. I must say, that wasn't bad, Kadok. I'm not praising you, that was an insult. Sheesh, how come you're not telling this guy not to treat this like a game? Pepperoncino. I guess Pepe is different. He's always like this. Exactly, he doesn't listen to what people tell him. Just think about that weird nickname he picked for himself. He's a dyed-in-the-wool optimist, or maybe a natural-born outlaw. Either way, you don't want to see him get serious, you know? He'd only ever show his true colors if shit really hits the fan, like the apocalypse or something. Actually, scratch that. Maybe not even then. Pretty good. How are you? No more wasting our time. Staria, what did you want to talk about? Let me know when you're available and we can VC. You've already reported in about our Lostbelts. But mine isn't fit for territory expansion, and I have no intention of competing with the rest of you. If you want to fight over who gets to rule this planet, knock yourselves out. Did I not already tell you all this? I think we buy that. You can't just shut yourself away and sit this one out, Akita. In the end, we're going to have to choose a single Lostbelt. If you give up expanding your Lostbelt's territory, it'll just be a matter of time until another Lostbelt invades it. You really want to just lose by default? You're okay with that? Yes, I am. If my Lostbelt ends up disappearing, I'm fine with that too. This time, I just want to stay right up to the end. As long as I'm satisfied, I'll go along with the rest of the cryptors. So, you don't give a shit about this power struggle thing, huh? I can't blame you. We all know who's gonna win anyway. Staria could be all of ours put together with one hand tied behind his back. The whole game to figure who's gonna be the king of the earth has been rigged from the start. I mean, you should see how bad mine and David's Lostbelts are. There's just no way these are possibilities for how humanity would turn out. There's not a damn thing wrong with Kirchtaria's Lostbelt. Hell, things might even be better there than in proper human history. No fair, right? I swear. He was already the favorite to win before we even got started. No accounting for the luck of a born nobleman, huh? Carol, hold your tongue. Lord Kerr conquered that city entirely on his own merits. Why else do you think he has no fewer than 3 divine spirits? You will hold your tongue as well, Ophelia. Beryl is not incorrect. But it's alright. It is plain to all that I will emerge the victor. No comments about how I go about claiming my inevitable victory will change that. Now then, hologram or not, I did not call you all here today to go over your Lostbelt's growth. An hour ago, one of my servants foretold the appearance of a spirit origin graph and a round circle. The spirit origin graph belongs to Chaldea, while the round circle no doubt refers to Mash Carrier Light's shield. This means they are finally about to re-emerge from void space following their escape from Antarctica. So they're still alive, even after 3 whole months spent wandering void space. I see. And after Koyanskaya went to all that trouble to have the Mages Association appoint a new director who should have been easy to manipulate. Perhaps. Perhaps you made the wrong choice, Woldheim. My servant could have destroyed the entire base, you know? No. Our plan was the best option available. Caldeus's defenses may not have been airtight, but they were formidable nonetheless. In order for us to take control, it was necessary to convince Chaldea to let us in willingly, by disguising ourselves as staff, and then shut down Caldeus from within. We had done things differently. Had we done things differently, the Chaldeans would simply have ray-shifted away and stopped us. Koyanskaya's plan was well conceived. With the benefit of hindsight, the only issue is the fact that a certain servant did not act of their own accord, but that is hardly Kadok's fault. After all, of the 3 servants who served as the foreign god's envoys, neither the priest nor Koyanskaya were our... So, do you know where the Chaldeans are going to show up? Lamentably, my servant's predictions did not reach that far into the future. All I know is that they will emerge in a matter of hours. That's it. So what? We're just supposed to get back to our posts and keep an eye out for... I'll emerge in Russia, inside the Lostbelt. How do you know that? The logic. How else? The only thing they know about Earth is, as it is now, is the identities of the servants who attacked. That's their only possible connection for emerging from void space. For them, the Oprichniki are both a threat and a means to determine their destination. It all comes down to retribution, huh? We got them good. And now they want to get us back, which means they'll be gunning for me first and foremost. Perhaps. Anyway, if they are the kind of people to seek revenge, I'll make them easier to deal with. Out for vengeance, huh? Man, that's rough. I doubt you'll be able to talk to your way out of that one. I know. How about I help you out, Kadok? You don't really go in for all that rough and tumble stuff, do you? If you want, I can play teacher for you, show you how it's done. Hard pass. Stick to your own, Lostbelt. I get enough big brother shit from Pepe. Oh, come on. I really am concerned for you, you know? Besides, Pepe's more like our old man than our big bro. But fine. If you're set on doing this yourself, I can respect that. Good luck handling this yourself, Kadok. Go show the Grand Duchess what you... Just don't push yourself too hard, alright? Things start looking dicey. Don't be afraid to bail. We're just competing. We're not enemies, but we got no use for a crypter who's lost their Lostbelt. If you want to live out your life in peace, nobody's gonna stop you, right, Woldheim? Kadok, as you know, we have all consented to a non-aggression pact. As cryptors, our goal is to expand our respective Lostbelt's territories. Eventually, our Lostbelt's borders will clash, and one will inevitably be consumed. Thus will the Lostbelt with the strongest foundation of humanity feed upon the weaker ones. But it is in that clash, and only in that clash, that a cryptor may interfere with another cryptor's Lostbelt. If Chaldeus does appear in Russia, then it falls to the king of Russia's Lostbelts to deal with him. Our duty is the reconstruction of humanity within our Lostbelts, to build a world where humans and gods can once more coexist in harmony. Now that the foreign god's invasion has ended, the task of disposing of Chaldea is extraneous at best. It is, at this stage, nothing more than a... Still, I suppose I must admit that they remain a hindrance. They do have a great deal of experience overturning worlds. Kadok, I look forward to seeing what you are capable of. Eliminate this nuisance, and grow Russia's tree as quickly as you can. Succeeding in the latter should make the former markedly easier. Me? For my part, I would like to see all the Lostbelts realize their full potential, for each is the potential of humanity itself. It would be a travesty for one of them to end before its history has had a chance to flourish. You don't have to tell me. I'm here to win as much as any of you. This is where I sign off. If Chaldeus is coming for me, I'll be there to greet them. Wong. Going to head back to the throne as well. My king's thirst for exploration and conquest is insatiable. There's no telling what sort of trouble he might get into if I leave him alone for too long. Right then, I'll be off as well. Let me know if Russia sends out an SOS. Alright, I must say though, you certainly seem happy about this barrel. You must get off on seeing Kadok struggling. Now, what sort of heartless bastard do you take me for, Pepe? I'm actually worried about him, you know? I was an only child, so I like to think of him as the little brother I never had. Why'd I want to see him die? I just want to be a good big brother and look out for him. Besides, I'm thrilled to hear that he's still alive. I haven't been this happy since I first broke into their ICU. Dr. Roman kicked me out before we could have a bit of fun together back then, but now there's no one left to get in the way. Spooky. Goodness me. I don't know what we're going to do about him. Anyway, I'd best be signing off too. Something doesn't seem right on my end either. But while you're here, David, there's something I'd like to ask you about regarding my report. What do you think about the cube in my Lostbelt? I have little information to go on. Do you still want my thoughts? Of course. I would still love to hear your assessment. I think that thing is your Achilles' heel, the weakest of weak points for you and your Lostbelt. If Wodime or I had your Lostbelt, it'd be the first thing we got rid of. But in your particular case, Pepe, I would leave it alone. That's just who you are. See, then maybe I'll wait and see how that goes. Though personally, I'd love to cut it out now. Pepe. Alright, I'm signing off. Our next meeting's a month from now. Yes, see you then. Each of the other cryptors has returned to their posts. Are you sure this is for the best, Lord Kitaria? Truthfully, I doubt Kadok is up to the task of maintaining Russia's Lostbelt. The Russian king's spirit origin strength is on par with a divine spirit's servant. You may be able to control him, Lord Kitaria, but there is no way Kadok can. And if the remnants of Chaldea show up there and start making trouble, there's no telling what might happen to Russia's Lostbelt. Are you worried Kadok's Lostbelt may be destroyed before it can become food for the others, Ophelia? No, it's not that. It's just the way he was behaving left me with a bad feeling. There are times when he prioritizes the Grand Duchess's wishes over our objective. So, his rather ordinary nature has backfired. Very well, you do have a point. Canis, it is time to make use of your sea-crossing authority. You will head for Russia and observe Kadok's actions. If he has indeed turned his back on our mission, you will see to his punishment. New servant, Canis. Are you kidding me, Master? You're really sending me, the great Canis, out to do your housekeeping? And all 'cause this woman won't leave you alone. What sort of heroic spirit do you take me for? A trustworthy one, naturally. You may be coarse, but that is only your pride. Since I have bested you in combat fair and square, I know you will not renege on your promise to me. Nor will you renounce your previous statements depending on the situation, unlike the gods, unless I am mistaken, and you are, in fact, just as fickle as they are. Always got something to say, don't you, human? What a pompous, weak-kneed, pretentious scumbag. Fine, I'll be your little lapdog, but if you think I'm gonna forget about this humiliation, you got another thing coming. My luck. No. The gods' luck must have run out the day I lost to you. You want me to babysit the situation with humans struggling to fight back? Fine, I will. Hello, Lenacat. How you doing? How you doing? I can't believe you're using Canis. Divine Spirit as nothing more than an envoy. Are you sure about sending Canis away like this? Lord Kirichtai? Isn't he your bodyguard? It is of no consequence. That is why I made a contract with Canis in the first place. I trust him to be... Here on, I will be having him monitor the continent. I will also have him stop by your Lostbelt as well. I advise you to take caution when he does. As you know, he is not overly fond of women like you yourself. If you offend him, he may just end up erasing your Lostbelt, king and all. I'm not so sure about that. My Lostbelt's king is certainly a deal more subdued than Russia's, yes? However, her power is easily a match for a divine spirit's. On top of that, I have the strongest knight ever to live in my charge. I can't imagine either of them having anything to fear, even from the divine spirit Canis. I see, and I suppose I need say nothing more. The fate of your Lostbelt will have an impact on mine as well. Cryptors, these are the cryptors, right? If possible, I would prefer that our respective Lostbelts be the last two remaining in our competition. Yeah, okay. Our victory may be inevitable, but some manners of winning are better than others, and my victory must want for nothing. Yeah, Austin, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but whenever you're free, or whenever you're ready, I'm down to VC. I expect great things from you, Ophelia. I need as many capable compatriots as possible. Yes, Lord Kishtaria, I promise I won't let you down. The roots of cosmic fantasy have descended upon us. The advent of the foreign god is at hand. Yo. After 3 months, the Lostbelts have finished their rewrites. Both this planet and the next generation of human history now belong to us. That is not enough. I will not be satisfied with that alone. Sages from proper human history abandoned humans in their naivete. He who called himself the King of Mages first pitied humanity, but soon washed his hands of them. But not me. I will never... It has been 2,000 years since mystics disappeared, when the foundation of the world were passed on to mankind. Oh, connecting, Austin? Looks like it.
Yes.
Hello.
Alright, we gotta talk about you gone, you main.
Bro, that domain.
Nah,
Literally,
you're gone, you main, that's why.
all 3 of them died, and I just sold the Lawler Churl with Ganyu.
Oh,
Easy.
just use a 4-star character, Lamau.
Yeah, the 4-star characters that died.
No, what do you mean?
I saw the video that Garden Soulblade sent me showing off the Lostbelts and how Lostbelt 6 was an EX.
Yeah,
and then the comments were all freaking out.
Lostbelt 6. Because it's shared its PTSD. But look, Brennan, because if you think of the setting, it takes place. It's take place in it says round table, right?
Oh.
It's Camelot, and it's the round table, and it's Camelot with EX. So when you see EX and round table, you get PTSD. Okay, are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Are you doing? You playing PS4?
I'm leaving the house.
Oh, okay.
Discord didn't notify me that you were calling, but it notified me that you said RTC Pain.
What?
Yeah.
Discord be whack.
Now I will attempt to reach a world that no sage ever could. I will attempt to enact an idea that no mage has ever before conceived.
On later?
Yeah.
Just you watch Marsbury Endosphere. Watch as I achieve what you only ever dared dream of.
You know what today is? The next day of the Data Mechanicus.
Yeah.
-Q. Empire of Beasts, Section 1. No battles. Here we are, section 1.
Yeah. I see, it still says the trailer. It just says EX, right? But the thing is, in JP right now, what I mean, C6, a lot of people have like servers that they can just kind of ease their way through. Compare like if you
Mm-hmm.
so like when you like in the beginning, right? When camera just came out, no one knew what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
So when they got the camera, like, bro, what
Oh,
the hell is this? But now, like when you
hello?
get, yeah, what?
Alright. Connected to my car,
Your car, okay.
right?
But now people understand like looping and whatnot.
Yeah, because it's just so many servers you can use, right, Brendan? So like, it may be EX, right, but something it can't be that bad. Well, for me probably because I don't have that many servers.
Hmm.
Whales though,
Maybe they'll add a higher difficulty.
then again, it could still be hard. So again, because I haven't seen battles or technically what it is, so I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
First thing I do, I log into Instagram and I get spoiled about the new class. I'm
I think so.
like,
I
yep,
think
should have happened.
it's okay. Like that tends to happen a lot. I got spoiled the new class. The thing is, I don't know what the lore is behind it. That's the main part. Is I don't know the lore behind it. I just know this new class. Looks cool.
Mm. I won't say it on stream just in case someone's watching and they don't know either, but
So as long
I'm pretty sure it started with a P.
yeah,
That's what I read.
as long as you don't know the lore behind it, I think you'll be okay. Because new class and stuff
Mm.
will tend to happen if you follow off a lot of FGO news and stuff. It'll pop up. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard to avoid it. But if you don't know the lore, that's okay. Because I don't know why.
P.
I just know what it is. So it's okay.
Go. Damn, really getting bad out here, but I can still smell 3 of them. If I don't take them out now, I'll starve to death this winter for sure. Guess I'll just have to hang in there a little while longer. Damn, it's a Grisha. Damn it, you little. Die, die, go to hell. Damn it, what a waste. Damn, now its brains are leaking out. Guess it's time to pack it. Damn it, I'm so hungry. I really don't want to starve to death. Whoa, was that an earthquake? Was that one of the big guys? If it was, I guess I won't have to worry about starving to death. Damn it, it's so cold. It's never this cold. I can't tell if it's the Oprichniki are listening or not, as usual. Looks like it's going to be an especially harsh winter. On a different note, what the hell's up with that tree? It almost looks like a giant tower. In this version of history, demonic beasts have been present since the very beginning. Humanity here evolved along a particularly unique route in order to combat both the beasts and the perpetual blizzard that shrouded the land. In this world, there is nothing worse than weakness. To die is to admit defeat. Here, strength is justice, and justice, strength. It is a world of permafrost, where the notion of might makes right has been taken to its logical conclusion. And now, Ren and her companions are about to set foot in this alternate history. Oh. Oh! Morning, foe. Povo. Pain Bill. Makes sense. All that went down. Fofo? Morning, Senpai. Are you awake? Of course I am. Good. Then I hope you don't mind if I come in. I brought you some breakfast. Nice. Of course, we still only have rations, and only enough for another 6 days, too. Better than nothing. Thanks, Smash. Still continuing our zero sail. Been about a week since we embarked. Fortunately, the enemy organization that took over Chaldea doesn't seem to have fallen. But I wish I knew how long it was going to continue. Time is one of the fundaments of our universe. Time doesn't intrinsically have a past or a future. These are just axes we came up with to help us keep track of it. As long as time goes on, a little shakeup before or after won't make any difference. But here in void space, time doesn't go on. We won't suffer the effects of age as long as we stay here, but we also don't know what will happen once we emerge into normal space. We might return at exactly the instant we left, or we might find that we've been going for hundreds of years. I wouldn't be surprised if we just aged instantly as soon as we exit void space, like when Urashima Taro opened the Amatebako. Settling? Yes, it is. Still, Da Vinci says she's been working on correcting the disparity between us and the outside, so that won't happen. Maybe it would be best if you talk to her yourself, Senpai. Why don't we go to the cockpit? Oh. Must say, I was relieved to find out the shadow border's interior is more spacious than it looks from the outside. Da Vinci says she's managed to give it twice as much room by warping its internal space. Thanks to that, we have just enough living facilities to cover the bare necessities. I do feel a little bad that all 4 staff members have to share one room, though. Oh? Thank you for your concern, Fo. I have special needs as a demi-servant, so I'm staying in the treatment room by myself. As for the other private rooms, oh yes, Director Goradolf is staying in the captain's quarters. Da Vinci has her capsule in the computer room. Holmes seems to be sleeping in the workshop. Fo. We also have air conditioning, a storage room, and an armory, although the new director has prohibited us from going in there. And since we have 2 large cruisers worth of space, Da Vinci and Holmes were even able to make the cockpit/bridge several meters wide. Alright, let's head to the cockpit now. Enough of this nonsense, you flimsy excuse for a detective. Why do you insist on keeping us here? We must be in the safe zone by now. It is, as I have said, a more difficult question than you seem to realize. We must first discuss how we might even define a safe zone. For example, can we say that we are safe here in void space thanks to a lack of enemies in our vicinity? I'm afraid the answer is a resounding no. For that matter, there are no enemies to be found in void space. Consequently, we need not concern ourselves with attempts at pursuit. No, what we must concern ourselves with is a threat far greater, one that quite literally surrounds us. In other words, my good music, the question is not one of when we should emerge, but of how. You mean to tell me it's not even possible for us to leave? How can you be so blase about such a nightmarish prospect? It's like Holmes and a new director are getting along nicely, Senpai. I'm almost sorry to interrupt them. Morning, everyone. Ren and Mash Light reporting in for the latest status update. Morning. Morning to you, too. Have you already had breakfast? Yes, thank you. I had an Italian cuisine ration myself, and Senpai is just about to have hers. Oh, so you lower-level employees are stuck with rations. How sad. I had a plate of warm French toast and tea with extra milk myself. It is, of course, important to my role as captain. Captain needs a lot of calories to have enough energy to keep the crew together. I swear, who do you think you are, hogging all the halfway decent non-perishables for yourself? Nothing wrong with that. The quality of one's diet has a pronounced effect on one's mental state, after all. Those who are unwilling to endure discomfort should make every effort to eat well on a daily basis. Besides, a hot cup of tea is a small price to pay if it helps eliminate the greatest source of disorder in our little community. Don't you agree, Mr. Meunier? Well, I can't argue with that, especially when the guy who's less willing to deal with discomfort than anyone is actually managing it. Hahaha, you mean me? Not to worry. I still have a store of my own little remedy to fall back on. If the time ever comes when I need to calm my nerves, it should do the trick nicely. Why, I can keep going like this for a whole month. Oh? Never mind how strong your willpower is, you still haven't answered my question, Holmes. You just told me it isn't that you refuse to emerge, but that we can't emerge. What did you mean by that? Remember, I have appointed you Chaldea's new administrative advisor. How about you show a little gratitude for the appointment? Now, tell me exactly what is going on. Not normally particularly concerned with titles, but I must say, being an administrative advisor has been a novel experience. To be honest, I'm rather excited to be exercising my own untapped talents to meet this job's demands. What did that end up happening? Does Director Gordolf have a death wish or something? He already got Da Vinci serving as his technical advisor, right? Probably just appointed Holmes to administrative staff because he doesn't have any other managers to help him. A good character development. I can hear you, you know. Come on, Holmes. Out with it. Aren't we going to survive, or aren't we? Are we going to, or aren't we? I'm afraid survive is a broad term for me to provide a satisfactory answer, but I can at least outline the possible results of our emergence. Strictly speaking, it's not that we cannot emerge, rather we have nowhere to emerge to. At the present moment, we are voyaging across the void space, a world existing on a negative vector, to put it another way. So in order to return to reality, we need a connection to it. An anchor, if you will. Fortunately, anything should be able to serve as an anchor as long as it exists in reality. So as long as someone here has such a connection, should be able to escape from this void space. However, we are unable to do so at this time. Means, read that again. The world itself has been utterly wiped clean. Ah, that's ridiculous. What do you mean wiped clean? There is nothing left anyway. I am certainly willing to admit that it was terrifying seeing those, meteoroids. I suppose they were falling to Earth while we were in Antarctica. Given their size, the impacts must have been absolutely devastating. No doubt the destruction was many times worse than the Tunguska event. Terrible as that may be, there is simply no way that could have been a cataclysm capable of wiping every nation off the face of the earth. And of course, let us not forget the clock tower. London's clock tower has been around for millennia. It is the greatest bastion of magecraft in existence, guarded by hundreds of defense mechanisms. No possible way it could have been destroyed. No one ever told him about the Mist City. I don't even know what the Mist City is. Oh. With all due respect, Gordolf, I'm afraid the Majors Association in London has been destroyed. Every single nation, all destroyed, with the exception of those of us here. The entirety of humanity has been wiped from existence. Or at least, so Kichtaria Wodine believes, otherwise he would have never made that proclamation. That's impossible. The world couldn't possibly be destroyed that so easily. It couldn't possibly. Right? You all agree, don't you? Why are you looking so glum? Stop that. Ren, you may be a cheeky little thing, but I can tell you have sensibilities much more in line with... Go on then, you tell them. Tell them Holmes is making this all up, or wrong, or something. This isn't the first time this sort of thing has happened. Huh? Don't tell me you're serious about this too. Aren't you like me? Oh. Can't be. And there really is nothing at all left on Earth. Not even my beloved Hawaii, or the Monaco Grand Prix, or the racetrack I always dreamed of visiting one day, Suzuka Circuit. This is terrible. And again, this could be our chance to create a brand new organization for Magecraft from scratch. What do you all think? Life gives you lemons, right? And how would we do that when all the rest of humanity's been wiped out. But hey, if you want to make an association of one, go nuts, old man. I am not old. I may have a year or two on you, but I'm still a dashing specimen in the prime of my youth. All that said, we do have one possible exit point. There is something on Earth to which we both have a connection, and that has a solid chance of the Oprichniki, a black-garbed army that attacked Chaldea. We know of them, and they know of us. And that makes an almost complete connection between our two groups. If we were to emerge now, we would most likely do so wherever they currently are. I mean, not at their HQ. I see. Right into the heart of the enemy territory, eh? That would certainly be extremely dangerous. Yes, it would. We can't stay here in void space for... Shadow Border's reserves are running low. We're almost out of food, water, and power. Indeed, we will need to emerge soon no matter what, but I would like to do so at the best possible time. Fortunately, we have the Paper Moon, a compass capable of measuring standard space and void space simultaneously. We have been using it all this time to look for a comparatively safe location wherever we emerge, which is to say an area devoid of hostiles. Isn't that right, Da Vinci? I take it you're about done by now. Good morning, everyone. It's me, Da Vinci. No need to fill me in. I've been listening along this whole time. In fact, whenever I'm acting as the computer room's bio unit, I can see everything that's happened inside the Shadow Border. But don't go thinking you can keep any secrets from me, Goradolf. That goes for you too, Holmes. Now then, I've already got my eye on an area crawling with Oprichniki. I've also gone ahead and plotted a course to emerge there. As luck would have it, we're even nearing a current that should do the trick nicely. If we head that way now, we could hitch a ride and be carried along that course in about 5 minutes. If we miss this wave, we'll have to wait 10 days for the next one. By that time, the Shadow Border will be almost completely out of power. So what I'm getting at is, we're going to emerge, it's now or never. You got it. What I like to hear, Ren. Make sure to stop by and thank me for being so amazing later. Incidentally, according to the Paper Moon, this wave will bring us back to standard space approximately 90 days after we left. So, that means we'll be emerging around early April in the year 20... Man, we really lucked out. One wrong move, and we could have ended up on a wave that would have taken us there 100 years. We'd emerge into standard space then. It'd probably be way too late to do anything. Slow down, slow down. You mean a few days difference can affect our exit time that much? Is that normal or zero sail travel? Blah, 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 blah. If we emerged 100 years later, the Music residence would be no more than a ruin. You can't do that. That's my house. Notice how much quicker he is to grasp stuff when it affects him directly. Try to remember that everything on Earth has already been destroyed. Now then, it seems we are faced with a decision. A perfect wave on which we can ride to re-enter reality is nearly upon us. Are you all prepared to take it? There's no telling what the world will look like when we get there. All we can say for certain at this point is that we will be emerging on the Oprichnike's home turf. We are very likely to be attacked the moment we appear. Even so, have to take the chance. What are you, some sort of adventure-crazed nut? What was that, Mr. Muneve? I don't know. We collided with something, and now the left screw is shut down. We found the void space border wall. The collision has damaged our armor. Part of the logic formula is missing. What did you say? The armor's been damaged? Why did you impoverished fools use such a cheap materials? If I still had my fortune, money would have been no object. He must have spent all his money acquiring Chaldea. Well, this certainly isn't good. We can't maintain the vehicle's balance anymore. Looks like this is it for our maiden zero sail. At least, we should still be able to raise the bow and re-enter standard space, but after that, I think we'll need to step outside to make repairs. Holmes. Quite so, given the circumstances, our hands are tied. This is all indeed the end for our maiden zero sail. All hands prepare to emerge. All done talking. Let's go catch ourselves a wave. I didn't agree to that. Wait, let me get my seatbelt on. All hands, take your seats. You are not to get incapacitated under any circumstances. That goes for you too, Ren. As long as you're strapped in, you won't suffer any serious injuries. Trust me, I speak from experience. Activating Paper Moon. Initiating planet navigational chart plus minus convergence. Commencing Shadow Borders docking sequence into reality boundary. Firing existence verification tether into reality space. Oprichniki anchor point confirmed. What's going to happen? Nobody knows. Nobody can even guess, so we must be prepared for anything. The only way we will learn what awaits us when we emerge is to see for ourselves. Emerging from void space, 30 seconds. Zero sail complete, emerging into reality space. Go! Hey. We made it. Reality space anchor attached. Reality verification complete. Establishing Shadow Border's existence. Zero sail. Return successful. Say, I'm alive. My limbs have never felt so solid. Like I've gained several kilograms since we were in void space. Intention. An armor plate came loose during re-entry. Further zero sail is currently impossible. Please replenish materials and food supplies and perform regular repairs and tune-ups on the Shadow Border to ensure future safe travels. I see. It's a wonder the Shadow Border held up this well, given the less than ideal circumstances in which we did it. We're back on Earth. We can go outside. Fresh air at last. There's other staff here? I know. I wonder what it's like outside now. We're not bobbing around, so we're probably on land. Quit shoving. I know how you feel, but I can't unlock the door until you settle down. Let's see. First we release this bolt. Oh, now. I suppose I ought to have expected this. Who wouldn't be curious about the state of the world now, given the circumstances? It is, after all, our home. We have fought so hard to protect it. The miracle of our return from such a perilous voyage no doubt pales in comparison. Indeed, I would expect nothing less from Caldeus' staff, though I must say, it's a tad too dazzling for me to view directly. Everyone's rushing towards the cockpits, emerging to the exit. Sure you don't want to join them, senpai? I believe I'm gonna go check it out right away. You too, Ren. Damn it, what about me? Is it okay if I leave the monitor for a little, Holmes? I want to see what it's like out there with my own two eyes. Sorry, Mr. Munir. Someone has to stay here and keep an eye on the monitor. After all, I too have been waiting bated breath to see what lies on the other side of that door. Oh, that's so. Fine, what do I care? Sad, lonely geek anyway. Munir always gets the shaft. Why should things change now? Emergency exit is opening. Senpai, we're finally going to have some natural light. Light. It's freezing. How cold is it? My coat is frosting over. Quick, close the door. Sir. Phew. Thought I was gone. I was done for. But the snowfield we saw for a brief moment. Man, that was a close one. Good thing I cranked up the heat. Everyone okay? You know better than to just open the door the moment we stop in some strange part of the world. I trust you've all learned your lesson, yes? No more going outside after a 0 sail until we finish checking the conditions around the anchor. Failing to follow that protocol could be hazardous to your health. Now, are you all ready to hear my report? Yes, I'm terribly sorry for acting carelessly. So, what's going on with that blizzard? A perfectly ordinary blizzard, just like the ones we're all acquainted with at this point. There's no atmospheric pollution and no hostiles in the area. Presently, the shadow border is smack dab in the middle of the blizzard. The odd bit is that it's 100 degrees below zero out there. If you plan to go outside and want to live more than a couple of minutes, you'll need some serious cold protection. That wasn't enough. Take a look at this footage. Oh, nice. What is this? Is that an aurora in a storm? It's like a massive supercell. How am I supposed to figure out the scale here with no frame or reference? It does look like it's rather big, but... oh, it's big alright. Ready to have your minds blown? This storm is literally endless. It covers every inch of Russia, like a wall around the entire world. And the aurora blocks all kinds of electromagnetic waves, so it's completely impossible to break through. You can tell some of you just want to write it off as just a storm, but you really shouldn't. This storm can tear steel apart, level entire cities, even destroy the world as we know it. No wonder people thought of it as a god during the Age of Gods. Remember, storms are the single most powerful source of naturally produced energy on the planet. And one this massive is bound to be raging around with all the energy of a nuclear bomb, stretches as far as the eye can see. Humanity has yet to invent anything in the way of a vehicle capable of breaking through a storm like this. Nothing could get through the storm. No weapon, no vehicle, nothing. Which means that even once we get the shadow border up and running, we won't be able to leave this place. In short, we are trapped in a world about which we know nothing. Now, Guardolf, at least we are no longer in any immediate danger. For that matter, the Zero Sail was an incredibly dangerous in its own right, since it inverted our very existence into the negative zone. I believe it would benefit our chances of survival tremendously if we were to regroup here. Well, it is certainly an emergency, and we do need to regroup. Da Vinci, does the shadow border possess the ability to camouflage itself? Of course it does. This vessel is designed to handle the void. It's got tons of features. In fact, it has optical and conceptual camouflage. It messes with all the observer's perceptions and senses. And for the moment, we needn't worry about danger finding us from the outside. That, of course, does not account for possible problems from the inside. Why do we only have one blanket per person? Why are you being so stingy with the heat? Don't you realize it's getting colder in here by the minute? You want us to freeze to death. What other choice do we have, Gordolf? We've got to save all the power we can right now. Deal with it. Besides, the way things are going, we'll probably starve to death before we freeze to death, since I don't see us finding more food in this mess. Comes to that, I bet the new director outlives us all. Oh, so you can tell how resilient I am, eh? Flattery will get you nowhere. Still, I command your keen eye. Indeed, I am the music of Phoenix. It'll take more than a little hunger to bring me down. I think I chose the wrong one. Whatever. I am possessed of an indomitable fighting spirit, overwhelmingly bravery and tenacity for days. Such qualities on my command, I too have no doubt that I would survive the longest of anyone here. Oh, I believe Senpai was alluding to your excess, energy reserves. Indeed, food is but one of several problems we face. Let us take stock of our current situation. I've got a reading on the temperature out there. It's exactly what Technical Advisor Da Vinci said it was, 100 degrees below zero. Degrees what? No human being could survive in this. As for our position, it looks like we're somewhere in Russia. Russia? Damn, so Holmes was right. We have literally fallen right into the Opportunity's lap. If it's negative 100 degrees Celsius, what is that in degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit? Negative 148, yikes. But hang on, how's that possible? I know we were adrift for some time, but how could we reach Russia from Antarctica? We would have to sail halfway across the world for that to happen. Did void space make that impossible? More or less. In void space, real-world distances have no meaning. Instead, the distance we can travel corresponds exactly to the time it takes to calculate coordinates and verify our existence. Now, take a look at the paper moon. That's a two-dimensional world map. You can see several locations that seem to be layered differently than the rest of the map. So they are. I didn't notice at first since this thing loops around on itself, but you're right. It reminds me of the 7 singularities that caused the incineration of humanity, though of course, the current circumstances differ substantially. 7 singularities existed at different points in time, a vertical axis. But in this time, these 7 abnormal regions exist simultaneously. And Russia, where we are now, is one such region. Are they singularities? Too early to tell. Given what Krichtaria said during his transmission, I believe these regions are not the past, but... God, so cold, but I finished looking over the shadow border. Nice work. You must have been freezing, even in just the few short minutes you were out there. So, how's my baby holding up? Well, frankly, it won't be possible to make repairs. For starters, we don't have a logic formula to let us withstand void space, nor do we have the armor plating we would need to carve the formula. And, well, the engine's not in great shape after we overtaxed it. We'll need at least a little time to get it back up and running. So cold, but at least it's not as bad now. It should warm up a little once it gets to midday. As long as we avoid working at night, we should be able to get by with just our snowsuits. Glad to hear it. Make sure you grab a hot shower before you catch a cold or anything. This is the one time you'll get to rest up as much as you want. In fact, maybe you prefer a hot bath. No thank you, a hot towel will do. You really have to conserve electricity now, after all. Good. Let us take matters one problem at a time. At the moment, our most pressing concern is the singularity-esque location. I trust our new director has no issue with us investigating this land and correcting the problem. Director? No, not at all. As a devoted magecraft practitioner myself, I cannot turn a blind eye to this matter. If there is a singularity to be corrected, we must do so simply as a matter of course. Furthermore, the Shadow Border's armor is damaged. We are unable to move from our current location. In which case, one of us must venture out, find someone with whom we can barter or negotiate, and arrange for a suitable replacement for our missing armor. And fix the singularity while they are at it. Got this. So you are quite eager to help. Perhaps even recklessly so. For the moment, I will spare you the lecture. You may not currently have any servants capable of aiding you in battle, but you are still a master. Furthermore, you are far and away the most experienced fighter out of everyone here. At this point, you are the only one we can send to investigate this area. It will be extremely dangerous as the administrative advisor. I'm ashamed I must ask this of you. Then, will you be escorting Senpai as your bodyguard, Holmes? Naturally, I will do so to the best of my ability. Fieldwork is, of course, one of my many specialties. Now, regarding your mystic code. Wait, that won't do at all. Director Gordolf. Holmes, you're one of our precious few fighters. As the only servant capable of handling the situation, I forbid you from leaving this vehicle. Ow. This armored car is the last bastion of humanity itself. There must be a combat-ready servant here to defend it. So, you are to stay here and do exactly that, Holmes. Understand, that is a direct order from your commander. Oh, if it's just a servant you need, there's another one right here, you know. Or have you already forgotten about me and my genius? You are not a real servant, you are just an imitation who's lost any combat ability you may have once had. Holmes is the only real fighter we have, and we can't afford to send him out into a dangerous area we still know nothing about. Ren, during our investigation, you adamantly refused to cooperate with us, correct? Each and every time we asked you if a certain report was all made up, and insisted that you lot never actually saved the world. All you said was, Chaldea fulfilled its mission admirably. Not bad for a youngster like yourself. Indeed, I commend your attitude. As such, I see no problem whatsoever with my plan. You're a proven warrior, as you demonstrated by repairing the past singularities. What sort of director would I be if I didn't trust a proven master? A poor excuse for one, that's what. And so, I'm placing my implicit trust in you. Listen up. You are to go on this expedition alone. The rest of us will relay instructions to you from this operations room. What? You can't make Senpai handle this alone. Does that mean you are withdrawing the testimony you provided to the inquiry board? For your claims that Chaldea has not been sitting around merely twiddling its thumbs for the last year no more than lies. I'll go, of course I'll go. Indeed, both Miss Wren and the new director are correct. The Shadow Border's destruction would mean the end of humanity itself. It is indeed important that we investigate this area, but we must concentrate the bulk of our efforts on keeping the Shadow Border and Paper Moon safe. Therefore, I will remain to guard the Shadow Border and do whatever I can to aid the expedition from here. All that said, the fact remains that it would also be reckless to send Miss Wren out on her own. 100 degrees below zero outside, and there's no telling what may be lying in wait. I know that. I won't send her off without a buddy. Let's see, one of you called me an old man. What was his name again? Saute? Picata? Oh crap. That's it. 1 year. Get your armaments in order. You will be joining Ren on her expedition. I knew it. Why me? You're an operator. Your job is to man the controls and keep an eye on the monitors. Now that the border is parked, this is simply the best way for you to make yourself useful. Besides, if worse comes to worse, I know someone who can fill in as a driver. And you're not wrong, but damn it, I guess I've got no choice. Wait. I'll go with Senpai. I believe that would be the best option. For one thing, I have even fewer ways to be useful here than Mr. Munier does. I can also fight for brief periods, just like I did at Chaldea. I guess that's true, but I'm afraid that is a course of action I cannot support. What about you, Da Vinci? I hate to say it, but I do think Ren will need a companion, and Mash is an old hand when it comes to investigating unexplored areas by now. As long as she agrees not to engage in combat as a servant unless absolutely necessary, focus solely on providing support. She's the best partner Ren could ask for. Not my place to try and stop her. Hey Mash. Yes, Senpai? Go explore this place together. Of course, Master. I'd be happy to accompany you on this expedition. Good, good. Fortunately, I expected something like this might happen one day, so I suppose this is a good time as any to show you the mystic code I made for exploring polar regions. Here you go, Ren, and Mash, here's a snowsuit I made just for you. Excellent, then be off with you. Whatever you do not throw your lives away, understand? You must die, make sure that you find a valuable lead before you do so. Seriously, you really need to work on your goodbyes. What was wrong with that? I thought it was quite the encouraging speech. You are serious. You're noble through and through, aren't you? I'm amazed you managed to survive this long without dying in solitude. Did you just luck out and get a really good mate or something? I'll have you know that I have never experienced solitude once in my life. My tutor, Tool, so strict, she would barely leave me alone. What an impudent little familiar. If only you acted as cute as you look. Okay. Go.
So
And
yeah,
her to
so
wear
oh yeah, earlier we talked about the mystical, right, Brendan? The mystical that you're wearing right now, the
Hmm?
max XP you need to get from level 1 to level 10 is 70 million, right? The one
Hmm.
the one you're getting about now, you need 155 million XP. The amount of XP you need, if you find someone who has a level 10 mystical of that, the one you're getting soon, that's a you gotta congratulate them. That's a grind.
Getting her to wear a swimsuit over your Arctic Mystic code. Oh, a snowsuit, not swimsuit. I'm stupid. Can't hurt to wear a snowsuit over your Arctic Mystic code. Not that it's likely to do much good when it's a freaking 100 degrees below out there.
Stuffy nose.
Listen, I know what Gordolf said, but make sure you don't go taking any unnecessary risks. Take it easy and focus on staying alive first and foremost. Don't worry about that. Good, glad to hear it. Oh, and Mash, I don't want you overdoing it either, got it? I know that you really helped us out back at Chaldea. Fact is, you got serious limits as a demi-servant, so if you encounter any hostiles, just focus on keeping your distance. All the more so if friend's in a tight spot. Whatever it takes, you two better make it back here alive. You will. Thank you, Mr. Munier. Oh, and Ren, you take this. Listen up. We're going to investigate the surrounding area first. Once we find something of interest, we'll let you know and tell you where to go. If you can manage to secure a Lee line, you should be able to summon servants again. As for power, you'll just have to make do somehow. Maybe take advantage of a natural phenomenon. I bet Da Vinci and Holmes will figure something out. They're the ones who took care of all those singularities. I don't have to tell you what an accomplishment that. Yet, you've met at least one or two servants who are crazy enough to answer a summon, no matter the circumstance. So as long as you can get the bare minimum of energy into that spirit origin graph, you ought to be able to summon at least one servant. You probably won't be able to get a really strong one though. Our magical energy supply here doesn't hold a candle to Chaldea's. But even so, any heroic spirit you can get to help you would be a godsend at this point. So do what you oughta. So do what you gotta do.
Ah yes, the briefcase.
So do what you gotta to make that happen. I don't know why I read that so wrong. Got it. Honestly, I have no idea what's coming. The doctor is gone, and so's more than half of our staff. I never thought things could get even worse than they were back in Orleans. Here we are. It's like back then, our only hope, Ren. Good luck. Count on me. I know we can. Oh, and if it's not asking too much, try to find some fish. Do that, and I'll treat you to some of the best home cooking you've ever had. I'm all set too, Master. Go. Man, what a blizzard. Oh. Mash parka, mash parka.
Pog.
Oh, are you going to be okay in this? Are you going to be okay in this cold? Burrowed into my coat. Oh. Testing, testing. Hello, can you guys hear me? You can? Great. So we got comms working. Not sure what kind of range we'll get in this storm, though. Now then, your first order of business will be to look for a lee line. Here's what I'm thinking. Start by heading north, then turn east. If you still haven't found a lee line after a while, you can continue west. Once that's done, come back to the shadow border before you check out the south. What do you think of that? Any thoughts to share? Am I doing a better job than, me? Sane, dependable Da Vinci as you always were. Great, glad to hear it. Alright, I'll be checking in every 5 minutes, so if you stop hearing from me, that's your cue to turn around and head back. Got that, you two? Got it. Understood, Da Vinci. Oh, and let me be clear about one more thing. If you encounter any locals, leave the negotiations to us. Even over comms, I can cast a simple charm spell to win over any ordinary person you run into. Yes, sir.
Man, I wanted to write a Da Vinci for some. I thought about actually spending money for that for running that banner. Yeah, because when I heard arts looping, my brain like stimulate light turned on. I was like, she's a writer and an arts looper. I'm in. I didn't get it though. Sad.
Sad. Okay. Maybe we should only use that as a last resort, Director. Charm spells do work quickly, but their effects also wear off rapidly as well. There would be no way of knowing when our unwitting collaborator might return the As such, I would believe it would be both safer and wiser for you to employ your natural Should we encounter any locals, I believe the best thing to do would be for Miss Wren to initiate the negotiations. Once both parties have reached a mutual understanding, we can then have them come to the border. I see, indeed. My own natural charisma would be the surest way to succeed. Very well, we shall use your plan then. Da Vinci, is there any pomade to be found in this car? Need to make sure my hair is perfect for the occasion. First impressions are everything, after all. I can whip something up that'll do the trick. Damn, Holmes, you played him like a fiddle. Well, I am the world's greatest detective. Besides, I wasn't being entirely... Gordolph does have a certain dignity, the sort that comes from being raised in a distinguished noble family. And that is something that Miss Wren can and should do without. Ho. Okay, Master, let's start heading north. This blizzard really does go as far as the eye can see, and it seems the temperature has dropped even lower since we left. Only cold, eh? You have my amazing mystic code to thank for that. Temperatures you're experiencing right now can freeze hot water, or turn a banana hard enough to use as a hammer. Okay, that's enough heading north. Now try going east. Understood. Okay, Master, let's head east.
Yes.
Lostbelt.
I still can't get rid of
Yes.
your stupid profile picture. Where would you find that picture?
I don't know, I just found it as a meme on Instagram. I was like, this is funny.
It's so funny. You make
Wait.
Calvin lose. You make Calvin change his profile. It was that fun.
Master, take a look at
Still
that.
can't get his stupid last Electroculus.
Dane.
Why not?
The stupid event's still going on.
Oh. Which event?
Mysterious
Lost Bridges
Grim
one-
Reaper
things.
666. Thank you so much
Oh,
for the
there's
follow.
2 days left.
Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Master, take a look at that. What exactly? Doesn't look like the bands of light we saw in the singularities. What could it be? Hi, what's up? How you doing? Skyscraper at a tower. Welcome, welcome. Maybe it's a tree. Whatever it is, it's certainly enormous. Uh-oh. What was that noise? Da Vinci. Yep, I'm detecting a hostile from here. Looks like a low-ranking phantasmal, maybe a demonic beast. It's one of them, but it's headed your way from the east, and it looks to be spoiling for a fight. Got it. Let's get out of here, Mash. Yes, Master, let's head south. Oh. What was that roar? Picking up new hostiles at Ren's 12 and 9 o'clock. And you? Luck with Lostbelt. Thank you. You're doing good. Very excited to get into the Lostbelts. And another one at our 6. They're surrounded. Oh god, now there's 6 more. That cry earlier must have signaled for others. They just keep coming. So, they know how to surround their prey. These creatures would appear to understand how to hunt. Which means there is an established ecosystem, even in this frigid world. It's a matter for later. Ren, Da Vinci, try to ask you to break the rules right off the bat. Light, I trust you know what to do. Make your way through the demonic beast to the south and return here at once. Yeah, you can have me. Wait, what's going on to happen if you lead a huge pack of demonic beasts here? Remember, the Shadow Border is the very last bastion of humanity. Dang, already transforming. At any rate, I'll find the weakest link in their formation and try to break through. Your orders, please. Push yourself too hard. Yes, master. Yes, my master.
What? Oh, you're fighting. Oh, you got the first battle.
Yep.
Alright, good luck. Don't die. You know what's funny, Brandon? When I beat Lostbelt 1 and 2, my mash, I think she wasn't like her skill wasn't fully leveled yet. I think I was missing a couple of levels.
Say, my skills aren't 10, 10, 10. I think they're like 10, 7, and 7 or something like that.
No, but yeah, the first one you got is pretty good. The first one is good. You got a level 10. That's such a good skill. Plus, it costs a lot of. If only you were actually, you have a lot of QP. You can do it right now. You could probably left to level 10, 10, 10.
But yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, because you got 300 million QP. You have more than I do.
You can make the last sword.
Yeah, I can make it now. Yeah. I just haven't yet. Just haven't.
What helped you? Amber lamps.
I have one more to spare, Calvin, because I don't know why I keep getting. I already have max this. I can make this for giggles. Wait, this is Ellen the Master? What?
Yeah, that's why Kazuha uses.
I'm doing this right. Oh, okay, battle finish.
Epic, you did it.
Good sandwich.
Easy.
Any these? Are these only spawn in Inuzumas?
Yes.
Darn.
Open your map.
Give me a second. I'm doing this.
Kerr. Mash, now let's get out of here. Yes, master. We need to make our escape while we can. Ah. Mash? Gotcha. A gun. Oh. Hey, Austin.
Hmm?
Can I take a guess of who this guy with the gun is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it the servant that... It's the guy,
guy
kind of
who's
tall, with like
Benny.
the gray hair that's styled up with a beard?
No.
It's
Actually,
not him,
just keep
dang.
going. Just keep going. Just keep going. It's Benny, Calvin. No, just keep going.
Open your
Brandon.
map real quick.
A gun? Ash. A rifle. In point of fact, judging by the sound, when wielded, it would seem by a skilled marksman, considering they are incapacitated the beast with a single shot. Well done. Take this. Are you guys nuts? What were you thinking, running right into the middle of a shot pack? Huh? Oh, it's a literal wolf. What the hell?
I see it's on the sword. The little...
Bro, it's a literal wolf.
Yeah.
What the heck?
You thought wrong. Just kidding. That's
Guessing you,
2.
I'm guessing you guys came from the capital looking for something to eat. But you're not gonna have much more luck out here in the boonies either. What the? Wolfman? Furry? The hell are you guys? Why's your skin so smooth? Wait, please wait. Just want to talk. Wait a second. Are you guys mages? Huh? Damn it. Come on, follow me. Shot are cowards, but if you stick around too long, they'll call more friends and overwhelm you. Like hyenas. It's hefted that huge demonic beast like it was nothing. Come on, move it. Go along with MASH. Right, I'll bring up the rear master. Damn it. Rashad are restless today. What'd you guys do to get them so worked up? I don't know. Come on, keep moving. There we go. Otherwise, the Krashad will have you for dinner. Unless their noise attracts a Diavoltron first. Sorry, what's a Tron? A giant serpent with multiple heads that can wipe out an entire village. Easy as you like. Don't you guys know anything? No, we literally don't. Okay, we're here. Oh, that's fun. Damn it. The Oprichniki are on patrol. They'll collect my kill as taxes. Listen up. Don't let any other Yaga see you. Always looking for more sacrifices for the Oprichniki. Nikki. Gotta find somewhere to hide. Huh? What's with you guys? See how it is. They're after you guys. Come with me. An enemy of the Oprichniki is a friend of mine. Think I can help you out, if you have something to offer in return. Yes, sir? Ask for his help, I guess? You Koldun have less pride than I thought. Oh, whatever. Let's just take it nice and easy. It doesn't Paxi. Try to stay out of sight. You smell that weird scent too. They're coming from those two. Coming from this demonic beast, obviously. Didn't bleed it out properly. No leisure for the poor, huh? You sure you're gonna make it through with a winter like that? Guess you're not worried about yourself, huh? Nope. We got plenty stored away. If you ever find yourself running low on food, how about I sell you some on the cheap? But you will have to tell me where your beast hunting grounds are. I'll think about it. See you around. Hey, your little friends there wouldn't be with the rebel army, would they? If they are, you know I've got to report them to the Prichniki, Tsar's decree and all. These guys turn out to be with the rebel army. I'm gonna tell the Prichniki you and I are the best of friends. Come on, cut that out. We're not friends. We barely know each other. Sure about that. We've been having a good long talk for a while now. Can't you feel everyone else watching us? Damn it. Alright, hurry up and get to my house before anyone else comes sniffling around. Good. Your Prichniki still don't know you're in here. How much? I need your thanks. Just give me something as compensation. It's all about bartering, right? Something, huh? What do we do? What information suffice? The hell is that? Magecraft-based communication. Since you realized those two are mages, I assumed your kind would possess a deep knowledge of magecraft. Judging from your response, it appears that your kind have only ever heard of magecraft, am I correct? Well, it's not actually real. I assure you it is. I'm speaking to you in person, albeit from a great distance. Now, as I was saying, if we possess any information that may be of use to you, we are happy to provide it. I suppose you know of any good hunting grounds, do you? The location of a Krishet nest would, if of their nest would be suffice, then yes, we have found a number of them. Rat nests. Huh, nice. Those things are pushovers. Pushovers? Those? But yeah. You can actually kill them, as long as you shoot them or hit them hard enough. Way better than a demonic beast who just won't die. Very well, I'm prepared to share the locations of these Krishat nests. First, I would appreciate you telling us everything you know about this place. What's your name? My name, huh? They say that if you ever tell a Koldun your name, you'll be cursed. What are these Koldun? I can tell you mean us, but beyond that, it means mage. Never seen one myself before, but there's a whole bunch of them in the Imperial family, right? Then again, Koldun or not, you don't seem like much of a threat. I doubt you could curse anyone if you tried. Can't curse anyone. Right? My name's Paxi. Now, who are you guys? I'm Mash. Sherlock Holmes. I'm Ren. Right. Now, what are you guys? The Oprichniki are after you. Does that mean you're with the Rebel Army? Rebel Army. Hang on, we're not. Where do I begin? Now, calm yourselves, my dear Watson. Allow me to do the explaining. First, we have a few questions of our own. I don't think so. First, you need to answer my... What year is it right now? Huh? Holmes is right. That's the first thing we need to confirm. It is abnormally cold, even for Russia. It can't possibly be the Russia we know. It could mean we're in a different time period, just like the singularities. I don't know what you're asking such a stupid question, but fine. It's 2020. What about it? I see. What about that enormous storm? It appears to be nothing so much as a solid wall composed of incredibly powerful wind. Is that normal? Hell no, it's not. I've been living here in Russia for 20 years and I've never seen anything like it before. Is it true what they say about the world getting closed off? Seeing that it is. As of right now, the only place we can confirm actually exists is Russia. We came here from beyond Russia to see if we can't do something about it. Beyond? I mean from outside Russia. Not what they're talking about. What could he mean outside Russia? There is nothing outside Russia. Any land people could have lived on should be long gone by now. Guess they could be from the boonies, but then again, they're not Yaga either. Maybe there really are still other nations out there. Right? I can tell you got your own stuff you're dealing with. Not gonna pry, not looking for friends. Why are a bunch of outsiders like you on the outs with the opportunity? Fortunately, your guess is as good as ours. We still don't even know what they... That being the case, we would tremendously appreciate if you could tell us what are the Oprichniki. You're kidding me. How did you survive this long without knowing even that? They're brutal hunters. Ivan the Terrible's personal bodyguards. Ivan the Terrible? You're a Russian Tsar. He was. You know that much, then more detailed explanations can wait. Wait a moment. Paxti just told us that this year is still 2020. It is. Why would Ivan the Terrible's bodyguards still be around? Maybe he's a servant. Huh? A servant? You guys have some pretty bizarre questions. Ivan the Terrible's alive and well. He's been around for almost 500 years. He's the oldest Yaga of them all. What? Take it the Yaga are your kind. Right. Jeez, you outsiders really don't know anything, do you? How the hell did you survive all this long being this ignorant? You've been under a rock the last few 100 years or something? And again, they do say this kind of ignorance is common for mages. Kinda true, we don't know much. So you really have been living under a rock all this time. Explains why you look like the old species. You know about the Great Cold Wave that happened 450 years ago, right? The new ice age they say happened after a meteor struck the planet. Once that hit, Earth turned into an ice planet. It got so cold that the old species, the humans, couldn't survive here anymore. They say that none of the other countries were able to handle the cold, so their populations died out. But Russians have always dealt with the cold, so we had it better. So, we still lost about 90% of our population. Hell, we nearly lost the whole damn country. Before that could happen, Ivan the Terrible and a mage developed a plan. We, the Yaga, are the results. I mean, you're a mixture of demonic beast and human. What the? Who are you? Why are you so tiny? Don't mind me, I'm just a passing genius, doing a genius's due. So the people of Russia were combined with demonic beasts via some kind of magecraft. I have that. Yeah, got it in one. Not that I remember any of it myself. Yeah. I've been a Yaga my whole life. This is my first time I've ever seen an old human species. I see, that explains quite a lot. Thanks you. Now, who are you guys anyway? We're with Chaldea. Chaldea. An organization tasked with the preservation of humanity and saving the world. Now I have even more questions. Basically, we're here to save the world? Ain't that something? So are you like a bunch of idiots then? I understand how fantastical that must sound, but I assure you we are deadly serious. Oh, whatever. Whatever nutty plan you guys got up your sleeve, if it'll shake things up around here, I'm all for it. After all, you're the first outsiders I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, I'll do you a favor and forget I ever heard your nonsense. Just hurry it up with the hunting grounds info. Very well then. Show me a map and I will tell you where to go. Better not be pulling my tail about this. Alright, this is our town here. This is Yaga Smolensk, and the city far to the northeast must be Yaga Moscow. In that case, the spot here is one of the hunting grounds I discovered earlier. So you always know, I may hate the Oprichniki, but I hate liars even more. Stay put until I get back, got it? Hold down the fort while you're gone. Good, but don't go touching my food. Then we get all to make it through the winter. Looks like he's gone to check out the hunting grounds. By the way, Holmes, can I pick your brain for a moment? What is this place? Why have humans been combined with demonic beasts? That violates one of Magecraft's strictest taboos. Is this what all singularities are like? It would hardly be unusual for one. What is abundantly clear is that this is not our own history. What is it? Something seems different about this singularity. Regardless, we now know that the opponent you two must face is Ivan the Terrible, a version of him who has somehow managed to survive for approximately 500 years, strange as that may sound. The Oprichniki were indeed Ivan the Terrible's personal bodyguards. Now then, Gorodolf, allow me to ask you something. Yes, what is it, Holmes? Are you certain the Oprichniki you defeated was not, in fact, human? Oh yes, absolutely. He dissolved into nothing once I socked him with a good buff punch. From the look of it, I would guess he was a familiar of some sort. I concur. I too sensed nothing human about them during my own skirmishes. Originally, they were a corps of soldiers established by Ivan the Terrible himself. It is said they dressed completely in black, carried around dog heads, and whips made from bristling animal pelts, and only rode black horses. Their job was to eradicate the Tsar's enemies. It is said they would set upon their opponents like dogs and clean them out as swiftly as a broom gathering dust. Swore absolute loyalty to the Tsar and committed all manner of unspeakable atrocities in his name. None of them became heroic spirits. As Gorodolf surmised, they are familiars belonging to Ivan the Terrible. Make him with his noble phantasm. Those are certainly the two most likely possibilities. The terror the Oprichniki wrought swept throughout all of Russia, after all. It is quite possible that creating them could have become a skill, or even a noble phantasm he possesses. Even if the Oprichniki are still terrorizing all of Russia. Does that mean Ivan the Terrible is the servant responsible for the attack on Chaldea? Alright, he isn't a servant. He's flesh and blood, just like Nero was. Nonetheless, we have far too few options available to us at this point. As such, our first order of business should be securing a ley line. Well, as luck would have it, I detected something that looked an awful lot like a ley line back when Ren and Mash were making their escape with Patsy. Fortunately, it is quite a ways from your current position. It'd be extremely risky for the two of you to head there alone. Well then, just have that bird freak take you there. Must be something in it for Paxton. I don't have time to think about what that thing may. The moment these creatures combine themselves with demonic beasts, they cease to be human. Either way, we should wait for Patsy to come back. We may not be able to convince him to take us, but maybe he'll at least tell us about a safe path. Like I find myself a real bunch of weirdos. I'd only ever heard about the old species in legends. Seeing how weak they are in person, no wonder they survived as long as they did. I guess technically they're our ancestors. Maybe that's why I never thought to eat them. I can always leave them to fend for themselves if they don't have anything to offer, but it looks like they know a whole bunch of good hunting grounds. More than anything, they're new. Never seen anything like them before in my life. Most Yaga wouldn't be comfortable with that, but oddly enough, it doesn't bother me at all. I know it's things like that that put me at odds with the other Yaga. Oftentimes, I find myself asking myself questions like, why do we have to be strong? Why is it wrong to be weak? And why are we always starving for something, never feeling sad? Whenever anyone hears me, they just laugh. They tell me I'm a fool, and ask why I would waste my time thinking about meaningless crap. I know it's meaningless just as much as anyone. I wish I could stop myself from thinking about these things too, but... Patsy, hey Patsy. What is it? Are you going hunting? What if I am? Sorry, but those hunting grounds belong to the town. Why do you think I only hunt the strays? Those stray demonic beasts belong to the town too. Not that any are straying off anyway, since that spot's been closed down. Is that so? Fine, I'll just have to find somewhere else to hunt, won't I? Glared at the jackass as I turned around and headed off in the opposite direction from the sealed-off hunting grounds. Not just him. The other Yaga are all keeping their eyes on me too, making sure I don't go messing up their territory. Demonic beasts are easier to hunt than... The Krishat tend to be on the harder side, since they'll keep calling in reinforcements until you're overwhelmed, but there are some places it's manageable. Like, say, a ravine that leads to a dead end. Somewhere the other Krishat can't hear the pack mate's cries for help. Yaga have taken advantage of that and set up hunting grounds that make it easy to harvest demonic beasts. And not compared to what I hear the old times were like, when they used to breed enough domesticated beasts on farms for everyone to eat. Nowadays, hunting grounds like that, where you can hunt in safety and rest easy knowing the beasts will multiply again over time, are lifelines for us. Which is why it only takes getting labeled as a weakling once for everything to go south. It doesn't take long for a Yaga to die if we don't get enough to eat. This town is ruthless about seeing the runt of the litter cut loose. Old Town makes it a point to eliminate nearby villages, curry flavor with the Tsar, Koto to the Upperchniki. They know about the Yaga's iron-clawed law that only the strong may eat, and maliciously use it against us. I know I'm skating on thin ice myself, but there's nothing I can do about it. I can't defy the Tsar, but I had no choice but to run from the Upperchniki. These humans I've met really are mages. They really do end up saving the world. Maybe that'll help this constant ache in my chest go away, even a little. Of course, I still don't know if I can even trust them. I'll be damned. I remember the last time I killed this many. A haul like this, I could still scrape by even after they pick me clean for my taxes. Patsy, what is it? Looking flush today, aren't you? About my taxes, right? Here, take it. Takes care of you. What about your mother's taxes? Hey, it's no fur off my snout. Your old lady's not pulling your weight anymore anyway. You know as well as I do that this town doesn't need any Yaga who can't hunt. I don't even know why you bother paying her share. Doesn't make a damn lick of sense. None of your business. Here, there's my mother's share. And has no use for my mother anymore. She's well aware of that. All she does now is wait around to die. Waiting for the time when she finally starves to death. Damn. Who is it? Here's some meat. I'll just leave it here. Thank you. I don't know how I can repay you. Don't worry about it. My husband and son will be home soon. Why don't you stay and eat with us? Thanks. Doesn't even recognize my face anymore. That happens a lot once a Yaga gets up there in years. They say their memories get fuzzy, so they start clinging to them more and more until they end up living the rest of their lives in a fantasy world. No point in keeping her alive anymore. I should just let her die and become one with the earth. It's not like she'll be any help to me while she's still kicking. Only the strong have a right to eat, and she hasn't been strong for a long time. But then why do I keep helping her like this? It's deep. I'm back. Your info was good. Brought in my biggest haul in ages. Hard to believe there was that good a hunting spot right near the town that nobody ever noticed before. Thanks to your tip, I still got a bunch left over even after paying my taxes. Though, I did get a few snide remarks about my haul. Snide remarks? Long story, never mind that. What are the hunting grounds you got for me? Hurry up and tell me, so I can go check it out. Gotta hunt while I still got the energy. Of course, of course. Very well then, I imagine you may not have much of a response to this next question, but I must ask nonetheless. What can you tell us about that mysterious tree? If anything, I was hoping you guys could tell me that. What the hell is that thing? Remember when it first appeared? About 3 months ago, I'd say. Everyone was all excited when it first showed up, saying it was a miracle the star performed for us, but it never actually gave us anything useful. The Opportunity don't react to it either. All I really know is that it's just a big damn tree. Are we done now? Because I want to check out those other hunting grounds while... Just a moment. Now that we know the full extent of the situation, I'm afraid that information was insufficient. Come on, I don't have anything else I can trade you. Unless you're after my gun, and you can have that over my dead body. No, it's not that. You want a kite. Kite. All you have to do is collect some materials. I can tell you what we need right now if you like. Now that I have a clearer picture of your people's technologies and cultural progress, I'm quite certain you should have little trouble finding them. Alright, as long as I don't have to leave town. Thank you. I commend your decisiveness. Good show. It's a lot of reading. Man, what do you want with a kite, Holmes? Shouldn't we have traded for food first? It's something to do with electricity. But it is. How's it going? Pretty good. What about you? For real? How you going? Pudgy1 is right. It's been too long since I've had a decent cut of roast beef. Not at all. Food's crucial too, you know? As they say, safety's first. That is what you're going for, right, Holmes? Indeed. It will require a bit of brute strength, but we will be taking a page from Franklin's book, Electricity. Hydrate? Okay, hydrate time. Here's some green tea. Farming until I run out of apples. Shouldn't you be, possibly saving your apples for Gilfest? Thank you, Lenacate. Lenacat. Didn't hear that first part. Taking a page from Ben Franklin's book. See where we're going with this. I want to connect it to the briefcase. Do. Trying to generate power. Yes, but I won't run out anytime soon. Precisely. If you are to summon servants again, you will need that Spirit Origins briefcase, power, and a ley line. It's barbaric. It's downright primitive. Not at all. That briefcase was originally designed to be usable even in eras without electricity. All Ren need to do make use of it. All we need to do to make use of it is draw a summoning circle on a ley line, wait for a single bolt of lightning to strike. Man, I really am a genius, aren't I? I doubt there's anyone else in all of history who could have made this summoning system in this streamlined. Being me is so awesome. Alright, so when is the next thunderstorm? Our forecast says tomorrow. Suffice to say, that time is not on our side. I'm afraid we must get this kite ready to fly before the end of the day. Now then, Ren, have you ever made a kite before? Even once. Even in real life. I suspected as much. That you did not secretly while away the hours making kites was not a difficult deduction to make. Not to worry, Da Vinci and I are both here to help. Our interests haven't led us anywhere. We could easily have been professional toy makers in our own right. Here we go. They were all real easy to find. Are you going to tell me about those other hunting grounds? Of course, I am pleased to make an equitable trade. This one's far. Probably takes me a day to get there. Alright, you guys stay put, don't go outside, and don't eat anything besides the food I gave you. Luck. Feels weird getting a send-off. Alright then, now it's time for arts and crafts. Remember, without this kite, you will not be able to summon servants. It is no exaggeration to say that the very fate of the world hinges upon this kite. This may be the most important arts and craft project in the history of mankind. No pressure. No, not that one. That one. Yes, you're supposed to cut that one. No, not there. This is so frustrating. I'm sorry, Da Vinci, but it's not always easy to understand what you mean. Oh, not there. How's the kite supposed to fly if you cut that? No, that's correct. The next cut needs to be on the opposite side. Really? Never knew there was so much to kite making. I always thought you just stuck some poles to fabric like a tent, and the whole thing just flies. Here's some water, senpai. Just relax and take it nice and easy. I have to say, though, this is kind of fun. I hope it ends up flying well. Crafting is hard. You can bend the wire we're using for the kite's frame, senpai. I'm a deving servant after all. Don't be silly. In your normal form, you're even weaker than Ren is. Right. Edge. Took a lot longer than I thought it would. Well, this is an unfortunate turn of events. I can already hear the rumble of thunder nearby. Kite's design should be fine, but we still don't know whether it will fly in this world. The world is enveloped by a raging storm, after all. There is no telling how violently the winds may be, blowing at high altitude. Nonetheless, Kite's frame should be sturdy enough to accommodate extreme conditions. At this point, we have done all we can. Great, that was the last part. It might have been a long and winding road to get here, but at least we got here. Now for the most important touch. What sort of picture should we draw on it? Damn it, Da Vinci, I'm a master, not an artist. What? But I was all set to paint a Vitruvian good enough to put on the Voyager. Stop that, you'll frighten the locals half to death. Just scribble some ASCII expression on it and be done with it. Well now, I'm impressed you know about that. True, it is important to retain one's sense of playfulness. Miss Curiolite, would you do the honors of drawing something? Of course, art design is one of my specialties. Don't worry, Master. I'll make sure it's a glamorous kite that will make everyone sit up and take notice. Well, it's certainly one of a kind. Show us. No. I'm sorry. I did my best to convert your face into a Euclidean plane, senpai, but I'm afraid it didn't go so well. I like it. It has a unique charm about it, and it should serve to ward off evil spirits. ASCII art. Oh, I missed that. What happened? Hold on. Second. Now you'd best be on your way. I'm afraid we don't have time to wait for Pax D to return. Uh-oh. I'll leave him a note letting him know where we are. Hey, Master, let's sneak out of here. There are a lot more people, Yaga here than I thought there'd be. Hell? What was that sound? Anastasia. Where are you, Anastasia? I'm here, my Tsar. Ah, my Empress, my beloved wife. Tell me, is Russia at peace? Of course it is, my Tsar. The Oprichniki are fighting hard all throughout the land in order to spread your glory far and wide. Please rest and do not be troubled. I see, so Russia is at peace. Is that really his wife? Even the terrible wife. Guess so. Looks like he had 8 wives, so I guess Anastasia counts. It makes 200 years of peace in Russia. What about the outside? I must spread my glory beyond Russia's borders. I must share it with those from other lands who can only shiver in the cold, waiting for their ends. Tell me, how fares Europe and the Far East? They too are at peace, my Tsar. Europe has bestowed to your will, and negotiations in the Far East are proceeding apace. The war is over, and Russia will have their allegiance soon. I see, that is good. No, that is not good at all. Peace alone is not enough. I must press onward with renewed vigor and expand my domain. I must unite the world and ensure its happiness. Amadeus. Very well. I didn't know there was an altar Amadeus. Interesting. So sleepy. Am I dreaming? Good night, my Tsar. May your repose be blessed with sweet dreams. There's an Amadeus altar. Did you get Ivan's attack under control? Yes, he's sleeping soundly now, thanks to Mozart's piano. Even though the Tsar is from a Lostbelt, the musical arts seem to have an oddly powerful effect over him. I'm even feeling a bit sleepy myself now. Good, we need him to stay asleep for the time being. Can't have him finding out what's really going on and heading out on a campaign. That'd be the worst possible. First, be certain that his rule extends throughout the Lostbelt before we do anything else. Then, I will entrust him to Amadeus for a while and deal with the rebels myself. The mere thought that there is a rebellion taking place fills me with revulsion. No, not at all. Not an option. There's no way Amadeus alone can keep the Tsar pacified. If he starts really acting up, even I couldn't say what might happen. I can't stand that. Much as it is possible, I want to eliminate any chance of surprise from my plan. When I need your help, I'll make sure to call for you after the Tsar has been safely secured. As you wish, you are my master, and I am your servant. I will trust in your judgment. Thanks, that'll be a big help. Pardon me? Hope I'm not interrupting your pillow talk. Kide. I'd watch your tongue if I were you, Metropolitan Macarius. You may be the Tsar's mentor, but I am still a member of the imperial family, and I will not tolerate such uncouth remarks. Wound me, Grand Duchess. I have nothing but the highest respect for every member of the Russian imperial family. No matter what sort of family they may be, or what sort of end the Grand Duchess may have meant. How dare you? Both of you stand down. I don't want to see any infighting. We don't have time for it anyway. Father, your job is to placate the Tsar, right? And quit following the Grand Duchess around and hurry up with the repairs to the cathedral. You have something urgent to tell us? Something happened with one of the other Lostbelts. Of course, this is very urgent. Cryptor number 1. Today is your lucky day. You finally have a chance to prove yourself in battle. Kidding me? You already showed up? Have. There's been a disturbance on the outskirts. Their shadow border has emerged here in our own Russia. We haven't pinpointed their exact location yet, though this is their first Lostbelt. It'll take them at least several days to fully comprehend how this world works. I believe now would be the perfect time to eliminate them while they are still regaining their balance. I want to leave this Tsar's side right now. I'll let the Oprichniki handle them. Besides, Koyanskaya's the one who let them get away in the first place. Why not make her take care of them? Or are you going to do it yourself? That might give you a chance to be useful for a change. Oh no, couldn't. Unfortunately, the Tsar's conditions worry me as well. I would much rather not stray too far from Yagam Moscow. As for Miss Koyanskaya, she may well be to blame for this little predicament, but she too is quite hard at work at the moment. I believe her work is of rather private nature. It is very much in line with her hobbies. Hobbies? She's supposed to be leading the Oprichniki. What else could she be up to? Padok, I'm told that woman has been going around distributing food to the Yaga at exorbitant prices. so exorbitant that they're forced to rob their neighbors of everything they have, even have a hope of purchasing. Can't believe her. Come all this way and she's still going around picking on the weak. Father, I don't like you, but I can understand you. I believe you are genuinely dedicated to keeping Russia safe from harm. Koyanskaya, I can't make heads or tails of what she's thinking, what she really wants to do. Unlike you, she can come and go between Lostbelts whenever she pleases, right? Why can't we make her go to one that's a little more civilized? She doesn't need to stick around a destitute world like this one. Afraid not. Not one to change her behavior, no matter where she finds herself. One sense, her actions stem from a love for humanity. It includes driving the weak into tight spots, sneering at them, and stepping on them. She'll never oppose us or the cryptors. It's best to think of her as a difficult mercenary who will get the job done as long as you can pay for her services. All that said, I do agree she has been acting a little too freely. Very well then, I will speak to her and tell her to restrain herself while she is here in Russia. That should ensure she follows your commands as well. Does that suit you, Master of Grand Duchess? Fine with me. She's gonna call herself a mercenary, I won't hesitate to use her like one. The Opportunity aren't gonna die as long as Ivan keeps. Tell Koyanskaya, make sure she finishes off Chaldea's leftovers for good this time. Only human, so they're bound to stop by a town sooner or later. Ever keep an eye on the major ones, and take them out as soon as she finds them. Understood. Must point out, though, how terrible a thing that is for you to say of your former comrades, Doc Zim Lupus. Here I thought you were a kinder soul than that. Have these last few months been hard for you? Perhaps you should follow the Tsar's example and get some sleep yourself. I'll admit, I've been pushing myself past my limits, but I'm still the same guy I always was. Like you said, Chaldea's people are my former comrades, emphasis on former. Now, as the only master in Russia, in this Lostbelt, my goal is to ensure it comes out on top. I'm gonna pull off something a master from proper human history never could. I have to. It's good to see you're in such high spirits. Pushing oneself too hard is a privilege afforded only to the young, after all. Rest assured, you have my full support. Doc, I have nothing but respect for your aspirations and for your but I will offer one piece of advice. He who does not love himself can never save the world. If I were you, I would think long and hard about where that hostility of yours comes from. Hostility, huh? It was basically telling me to get over myself and accept that they're my rivals. Well, they are. They just got lucky. That's... Mustn't say things you don't really mean, Kadok. Even if you are only bluffing, lies like that will only eat you away at you. Kadok, you weren't able to save the world. It is simply a fact, and you must accept. They accomplished something you could not. Napping for a bit? Okay. See you, Lenacat. Enjoy your nap. That is why you must take advantage of this new opportunity to show everyone what you can really do. This is your opportunity to show them how strong you truly are. Demonstrate why you are a cryptor. Why you are one of those who were originally meant to save the world. I know. Believe me, I know. Oh man, is that it? Holy hell, that was a lot of reading. That's a lot of reading.
It's Lostbelt.
Lostbelt is like 90% reading. 10% farm fighting and stressing out. They're good
A lot more.
characters.
There are a lot more people, I mean, Yaga here than I thought there'd be. The sound. Just stay put. True, we probably should, but what if we just got close enough to see what's going on, while making sure they stay out of sight? Now then, let's keep our heads low and sneak over. Looks like someone's handing out food. Certainly all lining up for something. Oh no. Hello again, my little Yaga. Congratulations on making it through another day in your miserable lives. It's so sad, isn't it? No matter how hard you work, you can never save enough to live on, hope to move up in the world. Don't worry, your cute little guardian angel is here to help you all survive this horribly dark, dreadful blizzard. Don't be shy, come up and take a gander at my goods. There's nothing NFF services can't provide, whether it's food, medical equipment, or even prohibited goods like alcohol. That's... Voice. One positively dripping with honey atop ice cream, atop even more honey. Both of you hide. Watch from as far away as possible. Do not approach under any circumstances, not unless you want to get ensnared in a honey trap like I was. Oh, hit my mic, sorry. Got it. Welcome to TV Koyanskaya's Honey Kitchen, now open for business. Hello and good day. It's a cruel little establishment I've got going here, but of course you all know that. Oh yes. I know all about how hard it is being a Yaga. You have very hardy bodies, so hardy in fact that you're practically immortal. But the trade-off is that you burn through calories at a tremendous rate. Really, you all die.
Count right now? Like, well, I mean, I already asked you last time. How much do you have in your friend list right now?
What's up?
Your friend list. How much you have right now? I didn't ask.
I'm not sure.
So yeah, after this, check. I'm gonna see how much you have at the moment. Because before I gave you, I know I had like 20 something.
Hmm.
I don't remember how much before I gave you the count. So you have to check.
Okay. Trade-off is that you burn through calories at a tremendous rate. Really. You all die so comically quickly if you aren't eating about 10 times the food a good old-fashioned human would. I might say that the Yaga created the ability to survive extreme cold for truly shoddy energy efficiency. At any rate, if you don't get enough calories here in Russia, you'll soon end up a Yaga sickle. But fortunately, I've come all the way from Yaga Moscow to help you survive. Now, come on, don't be shy. Empty your wallets and prostrate yourselves before your goddess of salvation. So the human's back again, huh? Damn it, how dare she mock us like that? Hey, shut your damn mouth. If you want her to start making us jump through impossible hoops again, at least pretend like you're grateful to her. Yeah, her method's aside, at least she's helping us. Hi, Miss Koyanskaya. I'd like to buy some food, please. Is everything okay, Miss Koyanskaya? How sad. How truly, truly sad. You Yaga must have Pirozhki for brains. How could you possibly forget the proper way to address your owner? It's Mistress Koyanskaya peons. I swear. Your minds are as frail as your bodies are ugly, completely lacking in tact, and have not a shred of decorum. What an achingly dull history you ended up with. I don't know what your leader was thinking, combining humans with animals. Now you've lost the innocence of the latter and the brains of the former. Somehow you managed to cancel out all the good bits of humanity and animal kind, and you call yourself a new species just because you can survive a little better in this climate. What a joke. What was that? Hey, you. I don't care if you're one of the Tsar's personal guard. Nobody talks about us like that and gets away with it. Tsar himself. Tsar himself came up with our demonic beast transformation policy. The only ones who would criticize it are traitorous Huh? What? See what happens when you oppose me? Teehee. So sorry about that, my little Yaga. My Oprichniki are special, you see. They're an elite type that reacts instantly if I get just the teensiest bit upset. Make sure you watch your language. But Miss Koyanskaya, just now you were the one who was Do my ears deceive me, or are you the second brave moron with a death wish today? Is life down here really that hard? No, not at all. Forgive me, Mistress Koyanskaya. There we go. I knew you could do it. Let's get down to business. Since your food shortage problems keeps getting worse, I made sure to bring twice as much as last time. Go ahead and load up on anything you like. There's plenty to go around. As long as we can get more food. What are these prices? Ah, yes. One cut of Krishot shoulder meat. That'll be 500,000 rubles, please. It's 3 times more expensive than last time, and we couldn't even afford the prices back then. This isn't helping us at all. It used to be as long as we obeyed the Tsar's laws, he'd provide us with the minimum amount of food we needed to get by. And now, we have to trade everything we've got, down to our furniture. If that wasn't bad enough, the prices keep going up every damn time. You're bleeding us dry for everything we've got. Why are you torturing us like this? Oh my, I don't like the sound of that. Hee, is that an incipient riot I smell? Well, as the Tsar's personal guard, I guess I'd better do something about that, hadn't I? Perhaps we can try another way of resolving the food shortage. Wait, please. We're not looking for trouble. It's just, with prices like these, you might as well be telling us to die. Could you at least put them back to what they were last time? That way, we should be able to pay. Please, Mistress Koyanskaya, I'm begging you. I wish I could help you, now that you're finally wising up a bit. But I can't. Sorry. What you see is what you get. Prices may go up, never go down. That's NFF Service's most sacred rule. Besides, you aren't really incapable of paying, right? I know you've still got room to fall back on. Room to. I promise you, we don't. This is all we... Don't be silly. You still got plenty to work with. You've stamina to waste arguing with me. You've got plenty of nerve letting the rebels remain at large. You've got a friend right next to you. One with just as much money to spare. Isn't it the Yaga way to take from the weak? Besides, I said it myself earlier. There's more than one way to resolve a food shortage. Huh? Now I see. That's the way it is, huh? Since you're telling us this, and you're one of the Tsar's personal guard, I can assume that if I go along with this, I won't get in trouble? Nope. Couldn't care less about silly ethical concerns you pathetic little things might... Huh? Hey, don't tell me you're just giving up. Come on, give her a piece of your... Don't worry, I'm not. Let's go get us some food together. You, me, and your money. Oh. So they're like yelling against each other or something. Would they do something like that? At least we've avoided being spotted. Koyanskaya just left with the wagon. Along with the Yaga collapse. What happened?
No, that damn what happened.
Oh. Along with the Yaga who collapsed when their friends struck them in the head.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go get ready.
Okay.
See ya.
See you later. Ash, Ren, neither of you looks or sounds particularly happy about that. Tell me what happened, as briefly as possible. Broad strokes will suffice. Koyanskaya, the woman who attacked Chaldea, was distributing food to the townspeople, but it looked like she was charging them high prices enough that she was really just extorting them. Eventually, the Yaga started arguing with her about the prices, and then a fight broke out among them. Only half of the Yaga there ended up receiving food. I think the other half were probably killed by their friends. You mean the ones who acquired food did so by stealing their friends? Even if she was attempting to reduce their numbers, that is a needlessly cruel way to do so. I suppose culling half their population will help the remaining Yaga survive now that there are fewer mouths to feed, but... Hey, spare me your cold-blooded analysis. The point is that Koyanskaya is a demon dressed as a woman. Ren, as of right now, you have no means of fighting back. Had Koyanskaya seen you just now, you would be dead, just like I would be. Of course, in my case, I turned a few of the Opportuniki into goo with my Golf Punch magecraft. But a third rate, no, a pale imitation of a mage like yourself would have no chance. Lucky for you, you had some shadows to cover in, suited you far better than a mage's outfit. In that sense, you did quite well. Understand how you must feel, so you did well to stay out of the sight. Director Gorodolf. Still, what a red stroke of luck to learn that Koyanskaya is here in Russia as well. I'll say. And on top of that, he's a servant. His magical energy readings don't lie. He must have been concealing that in Chaldea, but she obviously isn't bothering to here. He must be working for Kachtaria, one of the cryptors. So that priest is most likely a servant as well, since he was clearly there as Koyanskaya's equal. Nonetheless, what is it, Mr. Holmes? Are you concerned by the astounding lack of judgment that Mr. Gorodolf showed by unwittingly bringing both Koyanskaya and Father Kotomine to Chaldea? I'll have you know, I'm the greatest victim in all of this. Have you not a shred of consideration? Ren, what have you been teaching your charge that makes her think it's okay to talk to her superiors like that? That she said it with such a straight face only makes it all the more painful. Well, in Sky's case, you're quite right, Miss. Gorodolf was undoubtedly lax in his vetting, but so too was Koyanskaya's disguise immaculate. The same cannot be said for Father Kotomine. He was a genuine clergyman, sent in official capacity by the Holy Church. As such, Gorodolf had no advance contract with him, and thus cannot be held liable. I believe Father Kotomine and Koyanskaya must have first met in person on the boat to Chaldea in the Antarctic. Is that right, Director? Yes, that's right. Quite certain he was absent from most of my meetings. In which case, they must have executed their plan via a network we had no means of learning about. And if we are to be investigating that soon, something bears mentioning. Vinci, Ren, although it's a bit untimely, there is something else I must tell you. There is no man by the name of Kotomone Kire employed by the Holy Church. Or at least there was no one by the name on the 2019 list of the church's clergy. Really? Then does that mean that the name Kire is made up? No. Someone by that name did in fact exist at one time. However, according to Chaldea's records, Kire died in Japan in 2004. So basically, he's a zombie. Has a sucker-punching backstabber actually been a pseudo-servant all this time? Or maybe he's a servant that's basically a heroic spirit. Maybe he's a servant that's basically a heroic spirit possessing a dead body. Well, that sort of thing even possible. Wish I could say no, that no heroic spirits would ever be content with using a dead body as its host. There may indeed be very particular exceptions, those who are summonable as pseudo-servants precisely because of said host. However, this bit of information can at least lay that theory to rest. Holy Church's report says the following. Kire's body was completely incinerated at the time of his death, making recovery impossible. In other words, Father Kotomine's bodies no longer exist, at least not in our world. Does that mean? That is a possibility, but at this point, that is all it is. We still have far too little information to theorize any further. I thought I smelled something delicious, but to detect some adorable little rats hiding out in this back alley. I do wish I could let you get away, but now that I've found you, I certainly can't do that now, can I? Especially not after Kotomine just told me to squash any repulsive insects I happen to find. Uh-oh. Hello, my little Chaldeans. Congratulations on making it back alive. I do have to applaud your good luck and sheer tenacity. Koyanskaya. Master, get back. Aw, look at you. Bravely trying to keep your master safe. But you really should know better, Mash. If you're going to act like you can fight, you better be ready for your enemy to call your bluff. Consider your current situation, your abilities, your position. You may be okay with dying yourself. What about the girl behind you? At times like this, the best thing you can do is throw away your pride and roll over like the dog you are. Take her together. Just kidding. Haha, it's hilarious seeing you flailing about so desperately, Ren. Luckily for you, I'm still not done with my work for today, and I like to do one job at a time. I won't come looking for you until tomorrow. Killing you now would only go against my principles. So for today, I'll be generous and let you go off on your merry way. Besides, I expect that'll make things more interesting down the road. After all, it's not fair for Kadok to have all the advantage. We should give you at least something of a fighting chance. First, you destroyed Chaldea. Now you want to pit Senpai against Kadok and the others? Calm down, Mash. But... oh. Right. Going to have you and the Cryptors kill each other, Ren. That's what we've been working towards all this time. It would be a huge disappointment if all that buildup were to fizzle out at the very first Cryptor. Good grief, I trust you're listening in, Sherlock Holmes. How could you let them go without any protection whatsoever? Shouldn't you be way more cautious? If any other servants had been assigned to Russia instead of me, your little journey would be over now. Never thought I would see an enemy servant be concerned for her opposition. Although, the other servants, you say? Would you mind giving us any more hints while you're at it? What is your true name? Who is your master? How many of you are there? And furthermore, what is this singularity really called? That's more like it. It's not worth crushing you unless you put up a decent fight. You did put one over on me back at Chaldea, after all. I'll have to pay you back double when I finally get to meet you in person. Oh, and unfortunately for you, I won't be offering up any more hints. I've been working my fingers to the bone over the past year to get everything ready. You'll just have to figure out what you really don't know for yourself. Such is the wish of the leader, blah, 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 who has come from far, far away, and yet who still remains shrouded in shadow. Aren't you a Russian servant? Yes. Oh, that? You mean you can't tell? Just because I'm your enemy doesn't mean I'm an ally to Russia. The Kadak Zemlupus. In the end, the Yaga are another branch of human evolution. It makes them very much an object of hatred for me. So I exploit them as brutally and thoroughly as I can. My life's work, I enjoy it, and I take it seriously. The whole notion of societal structure, voice the poor, was something you humans came up with, wasn't it? Oh, but violence is bad. We don't want that now, do we? I may have made use of military force back at Chaldea only because I had no other choice. Normally, I wouldn't resort to such If the takeover had lasted a year or so, I would have made sure you all ended up killing each other much more peacefully. Resorting to something as brutish as violence to destroy what you detest is the height of human folly. Kind brought destruction upon your own hands. I have no plans to stop to your level. Stoop. There you have it. I won't lay a finger on you. I've already fulfilled His Imperial Majesty, Ivan the Terrible's request to eliminate the biggest threat, Aldeus. Well, the Opportunity now is just a bit of after-sales service. If you're going to fight this Cryptor, I'll let him command the Opportunity instead. But you're saying you have no intention of fighting us here because we're completely powerless. You're going to let us go because we're not worth your time? That's right. Nice to see you finally understand, Mash. I'm impressed you were able to face the facts you really, really didn't want to. I'll tell you what. In honor of that show of earnestness and loyalty, I really will let you off the hook this time. Truth be told, I was planning to gobble you both up right after you let your guard down. Wait. That's it. That's the way, Mash Ren. Don't fight an opponent you can't beat. It's the first law of the jungle. You're such smart girls. Well, I'll go ahead and make you a promise. If you manage to survive Russia, I'll be sure to come see you again. When I do, we can hash things out. Yeah. Keep on scurrying around like the little rats you are until then, okay? I'm an advisor to the cryptors. You see, as long as you keep on your little journey, we will meet again. Enemy servant. Is this really the energy signature of a servant? At any rate, I've lost that wicked magical energy signature. Sorry, master. I wanted to do something about her, but I couldn't. Okay, Mash, can't do anything either. I know, but well, I've calmed down. I have so many questions. Why did she reveal herself to us? Probably how she gets her kicks, I guess? What was that scream? Very bad. I understand how angry you both must be on seeing Caldea's destructor. I need you both calm. Seems things have taken a turn for the worse in that town. Make your way back to Patsy's house immediately. Mind your surroundings. Understood. Keep out of sight. Please forgive me, O Light of the Tsar. Everyone in this town is a good, upstanding Yaga who loves and worships the Tsar. Nobody here would ever think of defying him. I admit, my brother tried to join the rebel army, and you executed him for that. That has nothing to do with me. I don't know anything about any mage. Glory to the Tsar. We seek out the seeds of the rebellion and crush them. We have confiscated your belongings and disposed of your dwelling. This is the fate of all who would oppose the emergency authority. You can't be serious. We will ask the questions. Where is the mage? I told you, I don't know any mage. That is proof you do not fully understand the glory of the Tsar. Break him. Kill him. No, please, I'm begging you. Wait, I know someone. I know someone who defies the Tsar. His name is Patsy. Patsy? Come to think of it, they did seem to be treating him a bit strangely. There's something shady about him. His father was killed for defying you guys. Been real flush lately, too. He must be selling information to the rebel army. He's the one with the traitorous rebel army. Are you freaking kidding me? You have to show up now. Who are you calling a traitor? You. Everyone knows you're with the rebel army, right? You guys? Bastard. How about you explain that hall? All the town's hunting grounds are sealed off, but you managed to pay your taxes and still had food to spare. That's all the proof we need. Alright, I did my part. So long, Patsy. You are a member of the rebel army. Stand in defiance of the Tsar. You lack respect for the Tsar. Those who turn their backs on the glory of the Tsar shall be tortured for their sins, then executed. Do not resist. Yeah, watch me. Shot him. Patsy just openly defied the Tsar. Ah, shit. Treasonous action confirmed. Normally you would be eliminated. See that? That is what happens when you go flying off the handle without thinking ahead. Must commend him for his timing. This will be an excellent distraction. Now then, Ren, I trust you know what to do next. Head to the Lee line while the Oprichniki are preoccupied with that beast. Ready. Let's go save him. Right. Would you do that? I understand your confusion, Goradolf, but this is simply how Chaldea rolls, as they say. I do hope you will learn to accept it. Rest assured that endeavors like this are far from fruitless. They may be fraught with risk, but their returns more than make up for it. That's right. This is the ship we're all on. Besides, this will also help save his life. Right, Ren, grab Patsy and get out of there. If you don't do something, he's gonna keep fighting till the Oprichniki until they kill him. I think so too. Comes down to it, then I'll... Absolutely not. Treasonous action confirmed. Normally you'd be eliminated. However, Captain Koyanskaya is currently in charge of your actions, protocol, and recompense. We shall not execute without approval. Therefore, you shall be neutralized. Moving to crush appendages. Let's see. What are you guys doing here? We'll explain later. Please follow us. We know a surefire escape route. What's with her? She doesn't have any fur, just like Mistress Koyanskaya. Is that the Kolden mage everyone's been talking about? What are you? Rebels have no right to speak. Silence. Damn it all. Go, there's too many of them. I don't know. Wait, you guys fought the Oprichniki before, haven't you? Yes, we have, so we know full well how quickly they move. Don't worry, I know we can. Indeed. However, be aware that if you follow our suggestion, you will no longer be able to return to this town. If that is acceptable to you, you will have our full support in making you escape. How about it? How would that matter to him? You saw how the other creatures ratted on him. You there. You've been on the outs with this town for some time now, haven't you? Surely you can't possibly have any lingering attachments. Even still, Polluter is detected. Contact the captain, requesting authorization for execution. Damn it, alright, I'll come with you. Hurry up and lead the way, Ren. You don't want to get shot in the back, do you? Oh. Good. You managed to escape the town. Glad to see no one was hurt. Made it. Yes. Senpai's plan to knock things over in the alley to slow their pursuit worked wonders. Like a famous scene out of an old Japanese samurai movie. And where the hero makes his escape while periodically stopping to cut down one of the bad guys. So of course, you see that kind of thing in the London slums all the time too. Good thing the Oprichniki never tried to shoot you. You probably wouldn't have made it out otherwise. I don't know what happened, but I guess there must have been some sort of mistake in the chain of command. Indeed. And I'll be grateful for this stroke of good luck. Now, I'm afraid you must keep moving. Put a beacon at your destination. Do you mind showing Patsy? Of course. See, so it's a top-down map of a mountain. Tough to tell with all these bumps. Oh, I get it. It's showing you the elevation changes in the area. You could really use one of these. The red light is your destination. Once you arrive at the mountain path, I would like you to lead the way. A map can only tell you so much after all. As you're all local, with your trust and knowledge of the region. I'd like you to avoid areas where demonic beasts are known to appear. Under pursuit. Got it. Let's go. Now that I stop and think about it, feeling you guys have been pulling my strings this whole time. A lot of people really hate your guts, don't they? That they do. Especially good, honest people like yourself. Woo! So much reading. Okay. Anyone staring daggers into my back anymore. Finally lost them. Why this have to happen to me? Sorry. It's all our fault. We didn't know anything about this place. We still had to take us. We still had you take us for your house. Knock it off. Just forget about that. Wasn't thinking straight either. What I get for jumping at my chance to strike it rich without thinking it through. My fault as much as yours, so that makes us even. There. One thing I still don't get. Why don't you use me as a decoy and run off when you had the chance? Let's abandon you. We couldn't. Both Master and I wanted to help you. Times like that, supposed to let the other guy take the fall. You guys just couldn't keep your noses out of it, huh? Not like your dying is gonna make any difference to your survival. Indeed, the beast man is exactly right. You're nothing but a defective demi-servant and a useless third-rate master. That's why I told you to stay out of sight instead of getting into fights you can't win. Sorry for everything. You're a weird one, aren't you? Or is that just how all the mages are? The Yaga way of life is simple. Only the strong get to eat. Oh. But surely the weak serve a purpose as well, by providing meat for the strong to consume. It is typically the law of the jungle, after all. Not for us. For us, the weak aren't even worth eating. Every Yaga knows that. You mages really throw me off my game. I assure you, most mages make the same choice you would under those circumstances. The one there with you now is the odd woman out. She is motivated primarily by her emotions, rather than what she stands to gain or lose. Ugh, god damn it. Guess I'll just have to lay low in some other town until the Opportunity forget about me. Hell, at this point, maybe I really will join the Rebel Army. Rebel Army, I remember hearing them mentioned before. I presume they are a group who takes issues with Ivan the Terrible's reign? That's right. Word has it they have been around in some form or another for the last 450 years. Sometimes it was nobles fighting, sometimes it was normal folk who'd run out of food. Whoever it is, it almost always ends with the Prichniki slaughtering them. Though nowadays, it sounds like they're still putting up a good fight. I also heard a strange rumor about them. Remember now. They say their leader is a lady archer who still looks like one of the old humans before Ivan's reign began. The servant. Servant? Who'd she be serving if she was the leader? She really is a servant. We definitely need to meet her and see if she can help us. At the very least, she's fighting Ivan the Terrible, so it's safe to assume that our goals are already closely aligned. And if she's a rogue servant, so much the better. Servants can't reach their full potential without a master, after all. Tempt her with a contract, she might even offer to join us of her own accord. So there's been a servant summoned here, but it would not seem to be a counter-reaction on part of a Holy Grail. Perhaps this servant was summoned in consequence of our arrival with the proper human history or spirit origin graph. Perhaps he is the last bit of resistance this land, no human history itself, had to offer. Holmes, something on your mind? Of course, there is never a moment when my mind is not occupied. And in order for us to truly be able to act here, we must ensure the servant summoning is successful. Should be seeing an area well suited to summoning about now, a cave to be precise. See it. Hard to see in this blizzard, but I think I can make out the cave now. I also hear thunder overhead. I understand it's statistically very unlikely, but I am a bit concerned about us getting struck by lightning. Sorry about that. I'm glad you made it there in time. That thunder is the mark of some extremely precious energy after all. Okay, Ren, it's time to fly that kite. Go on, help her, Mash. Alright, we'll leave the flying to me, Master. By the way, Da Vinci, it is safe to fly a kite in a storm like this, right? You're sure I'm not going to be electrocuted or anything, right? Oh. Uh-oh. That is not a reassuring response. This is why you really shouldn't work on such short notice. It's way too easy to forget about the little details like that. Never mind that now. Come on, get that kite up in the air. Chop chop. Never answered the question. Look, Benjamin Franklin did an experiment very similar to this, and he came out of it just fine. Well, some of the people who tried to replicate his results weren't so lucky, but you can't do science without breaking a few scientists' eggs. What sort of monstrous servants are you? I've never seen such a hostile working environment. Wait, that's it. I've just had a flash of inspiration. Ren, use your head. There's a dangerous job to be done. Delegate it to someone else. Say that Yaga there with you. Perhaps this kind don't mind being zapped with lightning. Jeez, man. Are you nuts? I wouldn't last 2 seconds. Lightning's one of the Tsar's most powerful weapons. It'd fry me like a piece of crushed bacon. How dare you question my intelligence, Beastman? Think, you've already revolted against that Tsar of yours, haven't you? No turning tail and running away now. You need to face reality. Reality? That's rich coming from a furless bunch of pink-skinned humans from some fairy tale paradise. It would seem that the lightning here is strong enough to discourage even young Patsy. Alas, we have no alternative. Firelight, please connect the wire to the Spirit Origin briefcase. Once that is done, I want you to run as fast as you can while holding the kite horizontally. Understood. I'll make sure the kite gets airborne. Here goes! Kite has reached the center of the thunderclouds. Activating convergence spell now. Way to go, Mash. Good. Continue to keep an eye on the kite, Miss Kirilight. Miss Wren, please remain on standby near the Spirit Origin briefcase. It is crucial for the summon that you be there. This is a forced summon. Oh man. Once one of the heroic spirits you have bonded with has been summoned, they will convert the lightning into magical energy and use it to form a Spirit Origin. That alone will not keep them here for very long. If a servant summoned via human magecraft is to be remain in this world, they will need an attractor, a master that can serve as their anchor. Your job is to converse with the servant that appears and form a contract with them immediately. Wonder who it's going to be. What's all this about? That thing's really up there. I have no idea what these humans are thinking. Hold it, Holmes. Just because this isn't the Russia we know doesn't mean we can't let some commoner witness magecraft being performed. Can't you get that Wolfman to go off somewhere else? Surely you don't want to ruin his life by showing him things he's better off not knowing. Suppose you do have a point. Very well then, I will speak with him. I'm terribly sorry to ask this of you, but we are about to perform a highly secret ritual here. Would you mind waiting outside the cave until it is complete? Again, I do apologize. Wait, what? Not good enough to see their secret little ritual, huh? Damn it. They wouldn't even be here now if I hadn't shown them the way. What do I care about rituals? I can smell them. So, they're over here, huh? Most y'all gotta go their whole lives without even hearing about mages, let alone meeting one. I know that mages worked with Ivan the Terrible to form the spell that combined humans and demonic beasts, the ones that created us, the Yaga. I know that if they hadn't turned us into Yaga, we'd probably never have survived the Great Cold Wave. They say that mages are still at work trying all sorts of spells in the hopes that one of them can save the world. Of course, they also say that all the mages were killed when they got on Ivan the Terrible's bad side. All the rumors are so vague to be damn near worthless. I know that mages exist, but I have no idea what they actually do. Figured that, being a mage and all, they'd have so much magical energy that even a Yaga like me could sense it. But as far as I can tell, that Wren girl isn't anything special. If she were a Yaga, she'd have been too weak to survive more than a day after being born. I have no idea why the Operniki would care about her, or any of them. Help but think. You really will end up saving this world. Which is why I can't stand them keeping this ritual thing a secret from me. Not after they've gone and gotten my hopes up like that. I can sense those two humans now, along with a ton of magical energy. Right then, let's see what this little ritual is all about. What is that? It was an intricately designed symbol of magecraft, one meant to make miracles possible. Everything's in place, Master. The Spirit Origin briefcase now has enough charge for a single summon. Can we roll a 5-star? The girl extended her right hand and called out loud and My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call and abide by this will and reason, then answer me. I hereby swear. I embody all that is good in the world. I shall defeat all that is evil in the world. Seventh heaven clad in the 3 words of power. Come forth the circle of binding, guardian of the scales. Ah. Those words bring about genuine miracles. They are an incantation spun in search of a bravery and wisdom, all in the service of overcoming any difficulties that may stand in the way. The fate system, A secret ritual for summoning heroic spirits. Gotcha. My name is Avicebraun. Avicebron? I don't know. I am a caster. I come in response to your summon. It would seem, though, that the circumstances are somewhat unusual. And you over there, are you an enemy? Let's see. Thought this might happen. Saw the secret summoning ritual. First fool of beasts, how dare you trample all over my kindness. Ren, order that servant of yours to dispose of the witness. Now, calm yourself, Goradolf. Surely there is no need in a world with no Mages Association. For that matter, even if we weren't able to keep the summoning ritual perfectly secret, I doubt there is anyone in this Russia who could decipher it. Besides, I believe Patsy understanding our power would, in fact, be to our benefit. That guy just appeared out of nowhere. Are you human? I am not. I am a servant. One who long ago made his mark on his... Thanks to my accomplishments, I ascended to the throne as a heroic spirit. Now, I serve this woman, for she is my master. Heroic spirit. Does that mean you're like Ivan the Terrible? Oh, so our enemy is Ivan the Terrible, eh? Going to be difficult. I've seen this heroic spirit before. As a result of my summoning, I know all the information my master possesses. That said, it seems there are still many things we have yet to learn about this strange land. Now then, where to begin? Before we discuss matters further, why don't I show you what I'm capable of? Demonic beasts? Damn it, I didn't even notice them following me here. A word of warning before I fight. Body is frail and weak. I may be the least useful out of all the classes, in the sense that I cannot do anything myself. But I am also a miracle worker. So to begin, I would like to show you what manner of miracles I am capable of performing. Rock. Now, let us do battle. Okay. Let's go. Or alone. Arts card and Buster card. Increase in peak gauge. Gain a status that applies the following effects to all allies. Defeated. Apply invincible. And... Huh? Okay. Just do this for now. Try to build in P. Rockman. Bonk. Bonk. Wong. Alright, let's in P. See what happens. Let's go with that. Adam. Nice. Okay. Bonk. 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 Battle finish. Mission complete. Yes. That was incredible. Those stones, they just flattened those Chris shot like it was nothing. These are my golems. I'm too weak to fight myself. My only option is to have them do so on my behalf. Now, Master, we can talk more later. First, I'm going to make this cave into my workshop. That should strengthen our ability to summon, which will in turn allow you to make use of your spirit origin graph. Smart. That way, you may call upon the shadows of the servants registered within that briefcase whenever you like. You will, of course, only be able to do so in combat, as this power is sadly quite limited in its scope. Now then, I think I shall rest until the workshop is complete. Ren, Master Your Light. Patsy the Yaga, was it? Allow me to introduce myself again. My true name is Avichibron. Vicebron. As you can see, I am a caster, the humble marker of golems. But given the circumstances, it would be nonetheless seem that I am just a servant for the job. So you weren't part of the spirit origin graph. Ren has never met you before, eh? Must have been the land itself crying out for help that brought you here, rather than a bond with her. It would seem that the existing heroic spirits cannot easily materialize in this world. Nope. One more thing that sets this place apart from a singularity. I guess this is what that magecraft theory was talking about. That can wait. For now, I'm just glad we have a new ally, one who seems likely to be very helpful at that. Vichabron, given your particular expertise, do you think you might be able to repair the Shadowborder's armor? Let me see if there's a pronunciation. Vichabron. A Vikeboron? A V the Brawn. Huh. What about this one? That didn't help. Anyways. Avika Braun. Given your particular expertise, do you think you might be able to repair the Shadowborder's armor? What'd I do? You see the data. By all means, go on. Give it to me straight. First, we'll need to find the right material. Should be able to craft a suitable armor plate as long as we have quality ore imbued with magical energy. Narrowly. Such ore is only traded among mages. I believe we should be able to find some here. Good answer. Just what I'd expect to hear from the forefather of all golems. Mind if I leave him in charge of fixing the Shadowborder's armor, Holmes? Not at all. That would certainly be great help. Now then, Ren, Your Light, Patsy. I believe we should decide on our next course of action, assuming that's alright with you, Goradolf. Of course, I will have the final say, yes? Naturally. Vinci, I would ask you to continue learning everything you can regarding the materials. The other matter we discussed, that is. Okay, I'm on it. Right, in brief, I believe our next move should be to rendezvous with the rebel army. We now know that its leader is a servant. Moreover, there is a strong chance they will elect to join us, given that they oppose Ivan the Terrible. We don't know where the rebel army is. I believe Patsy can be of assistance there. You know where they are, don't you? Not exactly, but I know of a few villages that are rumored to have ties to them. Word has it they provide them with food, hide them from the Oprichniki, that sort of thing. And that is where we will go. I trust that's alright with you, Director. Village where rebels gather. I don't much care for the notion, but then again, I won't have to be the one going there anyway. Very well then, be off with you, Ren. I await good news and a much overdue supply of food. Shadow Border's reserves are nearly empty. The state of one's belly has a direct effect on morale. I'm sure you are well aware of this, but the border staff are mentally exhausted as well. They've been battling hunger, cold, the cabin, fevers for some time now, at least you've been able to walk around outside. Alright, almost forgot about that little problem. Are we sure we can even eat this shot meat? We had better be able to eat it. Forget the roast beef now. I'd be happy with a side of bacon. Music family has been practicing alchemy for generations. Even if the meat does contain toxins, rest assured I can make it edible. I've been stranded and alone in snowy mountains countless times before, so I've invented my own spells to turn bad meat good. Wow, he's actually useful for once? I can even transform spoiled meat into sirloin. Why else do you think I'm known as Music the Phoenix? Wow, what a totally useful spell. Definitely a narrow niche, but it's just the one we need right now. Do my best. I don't want your best, I want results. My future is resting on your shoulders, after all. I'll do my best. Now you're buckling under the pressure. There's a lot of reading in these Lostbelts. Very well then, let us be on our way, Master. I've sealed off and hidden this workshop with boulders. That'll be our secret hideout. It's very well hidden. Can't see it at all anymore. How are we going to find it again ourselves? Not to worry, I've set a golem to sense when we draw near and guide us in. Here for golems. Nothing special for a golem keeper like me, although as a mage I am merely second rate. Now then, let us head for one of the villages said to be aiding the rebel army. If I may, I do be as quick about this as you can. I know. Anyway, we'll have to pass through another village to get to the one we want. There, make sure you stay out of trouble there. It's mostly neutral, but it does lean pro-Ivan. Alright, let's get in and get out quickly, before anyone notices how much you guys stand out. Hold it. That was fast. What do you want? Gotta pay the toll. If you mean to use our village as a shortcut, it's only fair. Ridiculous, I'm not paying that. You're off to join the rebel army, right? You can pay the toll, or I can capture and report you. Either way, it's no fur of my snout. Regrettably, we don't have a single ruble in our name at the moment. I do not wish to cause you injury if I can help it. However, if we cannot settle this peacefully, what would you have us do? Try to persuade him. Persuade him? Huh, I don't know. Tell me, are your labor needs being sufficiently met? Look around, what do you think? Allow me to present you with this. What is that? A moving statue of sorts, powered by magecraft. It's not the most nimble thing, but it can quite capably handle any hard labor you wish to throw at it. It's giving it to us for free? Of course not. In exchange, you will pretend you never saw us and let us be on our way. That way, we can reach our destination unimpeded. All of you will gain an endless source of free labor. We have a deal. Gave him a golem. My, that certainly took a while. I see that village is incapable of picking a side. Surprised you could tell, human. Yeah, that's right. The village is full of Yaga who can't make up their minds. What do you mean? They continue to support Ivan the Terrible, while also making deals that obviously help the rebel army. These places like that are inevitably seen as enemies by both sides. They end up destroyed when one invades. Still, given their location, it is likely they are left with no other choice. They are situated far from the capital, close to the rebel army after all. Can we truly blame them for living their lives the best they can with the meager options available to them? The trick to living a life with 1 foot in 2 camps is to throw away all you hold dear and compromise every step of the way. While you may never enjoy a better tomorrow, at least you have the solace of knowing yesterday wasn't too bad. You cannot do that, but instead constantly flit back and forth, doom yourself to destruction. What happened to my own family back when the political infighting grew especially fierce? Thinking about it makes me not. Gotta calm down. I don't know too much about it myself, but I've heard that for a mage, there are few things worse than having their family fall to ruin. The nail on the head, a village is flitting back and forth, scrambling around, trying to make ends meet and getting nowhere fast. All that aside, the village seems very different from the town where you lived, Patsy. It almost felt like something out of the Middle Ages. True, Yaga Smolensk buildings did appear a bit more modern, because they were made back in human times. Those buildings are all over 400 years old? That's right, they've been patched up over the years, but no one knows how to build like that anymore. Best we can do is fill any holes that show up. If we ever had a major earthquake, everything would probably come tumbling down like a house of cards. Much as I would be interested to learn more about the Yaga civilization, I believe we should set that aside for the moment. Our most pressing concern is finding a way to make contact with the rebel army. You're right. We start by casually dropping words like servant, master, and singularity when we talk to other Yaga. I've always wanted to be a secret agent. Right? Fortunately, I don't believe it will be that easy. The rank and file soldiers have most likely never heard of those things. Let's not forget that there are servants on the enemy side as well as our own. Merely revealing ourselves as master and servant may not be enough to convince the rebels of our intentions. Quite right. We should keep things simple and merely do what we can to demonstrate our desire to join. Patsy, do you have any interest in joining the rebel army? Ivan the Terrible has been ruling this land with his oprichniki for 450 years now. He's the great Tsar. He's freaking immortal. We've been living in fear of his regime all of our lives, but my only choices now are to curl up and die, or go down fighting. I'd choose the latter, proudly. See, personally, I would have been satisfied if you were merely willing to pretend to join them, but this should suffice as well. Hey, you're the guys who got me mixed up in all this in the first place. Me there. Are you sure about this? Whoops, I hit my mic again. Woo! Yeah, I'm sure. You guys are strong. There's one of these servant people in the rebel army. We might just have a fighting chance against the Tsar. I suppose the right thing to do here would be to honor your wishes. How much longer are you going to drag this interminable conversation out? If he wants to do it, then let him do it. We need to hurry and repair the shadow border. The oprichniki could be looking for us even as we speak. In that case, why don't we let Patsy go into the village first, and meet back up with him later? Sounds great to me. Don't worry, I'll make sure to introduce you guys. After all, you're all I've got to hang my hat on. Sit tight. Something bothering you, Master? You regret involving Patsy in this ordeal? It may sound harsh. If you truly regret that decision, I believe you should have gone with your separate ways back when you first met him. Do keep in mind that, now that things have come to this, he is making decisions for himself. If you wish to respect those decisions, then silence, as I say, is golden. Now we must be patient. Rome was not built in a day, correct? This looks so bright. Is it light? Oh well. True for golems as well. Really? You sure seem to have been throwing them together at the score in like seconds. It's simply the nature of my magecraft. Trust me, I did not reach this point in the day. Was he... hold on. It was an Apocrypha. Well, he might betray us then. An eye out for that. And to get dark. What do we do? Must be okay to enter the village now, right? Someone's coming. May I ask you who you are? You're the ones Patsy was talking about. That's us. You take your hoods off so I can see your faces. Be damned, guess he was telling the truth. Indeed he was. Incidentally, I'll tell you now that I have no intention of removing my mask. Now, may we ask you something? We have proven to you that we are not Yaga, so why are your comrades still training their firearms on us? Easy. There's been some rumors going around lately, you see? Say that Ivan the Terrible is working with a human mage now, one with a human-bodied servant in tow. Sorry, pal, but you're not getting any mercy from us. Master, what would you have us do? Hit him with the back of your sword. That will be difficult, as my golems do not have swords, Master. I jest. I understand your meaning, of course, but I shall do my best to honor your requests. Now, let me show you the most well-kept secret among the golems I command. My fair Yaga, while I pledge to do my utmost to restrain myself, I'm afraid that I cannot be held responsible should one of my golems strike you in a particularly vulnerable place. Prayers! Mung mung mung. Good. Boo-boo-boo-boo. Ah, yes, swimsuit in the blizzard. Let's... Hell yeah. Wayne P. Good and P. Hold off on it for now. Hear ye, hear ye. Unhand thy currency, my musket. Do that. Try that. Let's go ahead and absorb this next shot. That. Now. Do that. Okay. Do that. Do full buster. $1,000. Now we shall use our NP. Fresh Google. And boom. That will be fine. Cool. Let's do that. Attack. With that. Oh, they lived. On to the next. One. Eight, 2, 1. Scope, I guess. And let's go. Ugh. Stop. Hello there. I take it you are the leader. Shelter, okay. I am. And now I have seen your power for myself. You say you are here to join the rebel army. Yes, that's right. See, but I cannot trust you. You all look like humans. Oh, you are. In this world, there are only two kinds of people who look like humans, mages and servants. Well, that's what we are. And that means you are our enemy. Please, I promise you, where are you though? Are you with the Tsar, or are you not? Answer that lies in whether you are merciful as well as strong. So I shall make you a grossly unfair proposal. Fight us without killing us, even as we do our best to kill you. See, it certainly is as unfair as you say. If you have strength enough to kill us all, You are no spy. There would be no point in spying on us if you could simply kill us at your leisure, after all. But if you are strong enough to kill us and choose to spare our lives, I would prove you are merciful, and that is a kindness only humans possess. That is my offer. You may take it or leave it. Well, Master, now what will you have us do? I will abide by whatever you decide. I do exactly what she says. Understood. Now. Rebel soldier. Try that. Okay. Ready for our journey, are we? Fine, let's do this then. Hell yeah. I could NP with a Reshko. Let's do that. Let's do that. Emails. And go with that. Get up real quick. Fight. We can go with that and that. Ooh, break bar, okay. That makes this interesting. I wonder fight ends when we break. Really do much damage. Go with that. Here we go with that.
少しは優しくね。そこ動かない。そこ動かない。
This is tough. First, I need to activate that because a lot of damage.
はい、厳しくいくわ。
See that?
やーやるのだわ。
Harder to get
厳しくいくわ。
MP charge. We go with that.
飛び込んであげる。
48.
黙ってなさい。舌を噛むわ
Go
よ。
with that.
お願い、イスラム隊よ。冥界の守りを知りなさい。これが私のクルキラルイルカルだ。
When do that, let's look up if the altar is Atalante altar if she's single target or AoE is single enemy, so single.
固く縛るわ。
That if breaking battle.
回り転ぐ
Nice.
何を望む虚無か平穏か
And go on. Sorry, can't move anymore. I believe he should be alright after a few days' rest. But seem we have been thoroughly defeated. Very well, we surrender. If Italy had been sent by Ivan the Terrible, we would clearly have no chance of victory. Fortunately, seems you are not with him after all. There, your name wouldn't happen to be. You excuse me. My name is Atalante. I wield the power of the demonic beast known as Caledonian Boar. See, so you are an altar. Essentially, not so bad as you might think. I'm guessing my spirit origin always had an affinity for this demonic beast. Made it easy to convince the Yaga I was on their side. Boss. Atalante, do you not remember us? No, I do not. First thing I remember is finding myself in this land. I believe it was the death throes of this very world that called me. The real Russia, the one from our world, been overwritten by a Russia from a different history. It has been 3 months since I was summoned, which is as far back as my memories go. In fact, there's something I would like to ask you as well. What is it? Am I doing the right thing? Am I behaving the way a heroic spirit should? It's hard to answer. I'm afraid I am not all familiar with the no doubt myriad extenuating circumstances surrounding this particular conflict. What I can say with confidence is that compared to Russia as we know it, Ivan the Terrible seems to be a most tyrannical leader of indeed. And as such, I believe that in standing up to him, you are doing exactly what a heroic spirit should. Right, good point. Pray that you are right. Anyway, let's return to our stronghold. You can all treat your wounds there. You three can come too. I'll show you the way. Patsi. Patsi. By that Yaga. I had him restrained for the time being, though he really is with you. Very well. We'll bring him along too. Patsi's alright. Thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die. Snap out of it. Luck is on your side today, Yaga. Hey, I'm alive. Think you guys are okay too. I was too close for comfort. Alright. We're off to the stronghold. Stay alert for shadows and familiars. Not to worry. I have one of my drone golems keep watch. Good. Get on your bicorns and we'll be on our way. A ride on one of my golems. Would you and Mash like to do the same? Hell yes. I don't suppose I could ride on one too, could I? By all means. It's no more trouble to make 3 than it is to make 2. Okay. Okay. Nolus path. 11 AP. Enemy class, Lancer and Berserker. Good against Lancer, Saber. We go with the Saber. We do. Could go with Ultria here. Sure. Try that. And for the Lostbelt Rebels. Rumo. How are things in the village? Not good, I'm afraid. Always been treated very badly there, thanks to their connection to. We've done what we can to help each other out till now, but now things are getting worse. On top of that, the Oprichniki have been even more violent today. Rumor has it they even burned some other villages to the ground after there was a revolt there. People there had no choice but to give up on that place and move on. Can't blame them for that. The village only ever existed to serve as a decoy. Still, leaving, a bold decision. I would be surprised if 30, even 20% of them survived the journey. Maybe not, but 20% surviving is still better than all of them getting massacred by the Oprichniki. Hey, how do you guys sleep at night? Huh? Don't you feel the least bit guilty about these villagers giving up their lives for you guys? You're from one of those villages too, huh? Don't worry, so am I. Answer the damn question. Sure, we feel bad about it. What are we supposed to do? Fighting a war against Ivan the Terrible here. The immortal Tsar who has been alive for the last 450 years. Who knows how many villages have been sacrificed over the years. Many innocent Yaga, children included, have lost their lives. But what other choice do we have? I know we're all going to hell for this. And once we get there, V's gonna look at us with those mystic eyes and see every awful thing we've ever done. Before that happens, I want to defeat Ivan the Terrible once and for all, so that my kid can at least grow up in a world without him. And now that the boss lady Adelante has joined us, this is the best chance we might ever have to make that happen. We're gonna spark a revolution right here in Russia. Revolution is all well and good, but I believe we will need to do something about these demonic beasts first. Looks that way. Hands, ready your weapons. Alright, Master of Chaldea, Caster Servant. Let's see what you're really capable of. Surely you're not going to let demonic beasts like this get the better of you. Of course not. Master, I await your orders. Alright. Grab. Under. Do that. Put in P. Oh. A lot more damage than I thought. Did it for this, but that's do that. Build in P. It's the build in P. Try that. And back. How's the story treating you so far? Not bad. There's a lot of reading. A lot more reading than I thought there would be. That's not bad. Bicorn. Do that. Enjoy your nap. Boom, boom, boom. Try that. That, and that. Cool. Hidden tunnel. at a foreigner here. Corner would be perfect. Okay. Hey, I finished skinning them. Well done, Patsy. You can let the pack golems carry them now. By the way, Adelante, there's something I wish to ask you. You know, Lenicat, I notice it seems there's a lot of Apocrypha servants or characters in this Lostbelt. From Adelante, this person, to Borodolf. By the way, Adelante, there's something I wish to ask you. What is it? There are any demonic beast materials at the rebel army stronghold. I was hoping you could let us have them. Of course. I have a fair amount stocked up. Consider rewarding you with them, depending on how well you work. We're almost at the hidden tunnel. Still need to pass through it before we arrive. Sorry about that. Still need to pass through it before we arrive at our stronghold. I'm afraid you will need to bear with us a little longer. What about the cold? I'm a servant. Not the cold. I'm a servant and they are Yaga. We have no issue handling it, but the same cannot be true of you. Oh, we're okay. This has the Mystic Code designed for extremely cold environments. Good. Were you concerned? Not that. I found it strange that you could endure it, as no one ordinary humans could survive this cold. You get right down to it. I am but one rather atypical aspect of Adelante, manifesting as a servant. I'm afraid I do not have much in the way of common sense. Anyway, the tunnel is crawling with demonic beasts, but they are weak, hiding here for shelter. We can simply cut our way through them without issue. Master, you seem to be out of the border's comm range. Comms, but a method of using magecraft to see things that are far away. Tunnel must be affecting it. Comms of yours should be fixed once we get out. Just forget about them in the meantime. On a different subject. I've seen a lot of demonic beasts, but I'm surprised we haven't seen any normal animals yet. Normal animals? Those all went extinct ages ago. Extinct? Certainly makes sense. If you think about it, there are simply no ordinary animals that could survive such harsh environment. Add an overwhelmingly dominant species to the mix, and it's a little wonder the other animals went extinct. I've heard there used to be much smaller animals centuries ago. Were called cats and dogs, I think. You. Like you. Cats. Perhaps it has something to do with this form I've been summoned in, but my memories of cats and dogs are all hazy. Oh. You're alright, foe. Smell blood. Something's eating a demonic beast. Whatever it is, it's really big. Bad. All non-servants stay back. That is the scent of a demon boar. Seems we can ill afford to linger here. Must kill it quickly, is that clear? Got it. Good. This will be another chance to show me what you are capable of. Okay.
厳しく固く縛るわ。
Try that maybe?
やるのだわ。閉じ込めてあげる。
Cool, cool.
したり。
Do that, no.
あらよ。一旦こうだ。この変地決め。
Mountain. That. Do
私バル
that,
トーンと
that,
来たよ
that.
やるわ超こざいな いい度胸ね
Go ahead and NP.
死の女神エルシキガルが命じますいいわ死の底まで落としてあげる厳しくいくわ
Do that.
天に絶海死に監獄我がかかとこと冥府の怒り完成するのだわ気軽いくから超こざいなやるのだわ
Seem to get NP. Sucks, but maybe we will here. Ash probably kill it, so oh, I should have done something else. Oh, well. It's alright. Then double Hokusai first. Great demonic boar.
ステータスアップこれで耐えます
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
少々気をつけて
Go.
登場基地だタト様またガムを変えやがった厳しくいくわ来たよ本そじりしたぞ本中知りへ一里です9月36件閉じ込めてあげるソーラン
Hokusai or
でもまあ
let's do this.
少しは優しくね閉じ込めてあげるあらよ
Crit.
ビッタンコーラ
Nice crit. Getting charge gain. I'll go ahead and do this. Probably gonna charge gain
ステータスアップこれで耐えます
for that.
落ち着いてでもまあ落ち着いて少しは優しくねそこ動かない超こざいな
Of course he didn't. Okay.
いい度胸ね気に入ったわ
Okay. This. Night down.
落ち着いてで厳しくいくわ
See if we can kill it in time.
やるわ
2. 21. And we crit.
そうならよかったまだまだ気をつけていきましょう
Seems we find ourselves in possession of an unexpectedly large quantity of meat. As much as you can carry. Take some of this earth. I think I'll take some of this earth while I'm at it. This cave is rather a lucky find. All the demonic beasts that inhabit it must have perfected the earth's properties. To be able to make some excellent golems with it. Kinda looks like you're tilling a field. I would say it's closer to pottery. This is great. Now my kid won't have to go hungry. Kid. Yes, children. Why did you think I was single? Not. I know we call ourselves the Rebel Army. There's a lot of Yaga who came here with their families after having their villages razed because they had nowhere else to go. I'm one of them. Villages were burned down, huh? Made by the Oprichniki. Right. Oh, that's how most of us rebel soldiers ended up joining. I'm one of the lucky ones. My whole family made it out alive. Some of the kids here saw their parents murdered right in front of them. It's horrible. I'll have time. Yeah, okay. I'll have time for idle chatter. Let's go. Right, sorry boss. Come on guys, let's get a move on. Okay, we're here. For the record, I didn't see anything that looked like it might be tracked. Just to be safe, I'll set out a few hidden security golems to keep watch. Be great, thanks. It seems we're back online. Report. Give me your goddamn report right now. Why'd you go silent for so long? What the hell are you doing? Yes sir, I'll do my best. Master, myself, Vichebron and Patsy are all currently accompanying the rebel army just outside their hideout right now. We use this opportunity to regroup and to see if we can acquire the parts we need to repair the border. We'll also see if we can replenish our food stores too, assuming that's possible anyway. Hidden stronghold, huh? I'm not super familiar with fortress engineering, but I have to say that they seem to have done a good job with this one. It's surrounded by cliffs, making it impossible to invade from the flank or rear, and its gates are equipped with ballistae to handle frontal assaults. We even got a barricade in place to defend against the Oprichnike's cavalry. There's no way any enemies could take this place down without significant casualties. I guess they don't call themselves the Rebel Army for nothing. Open the gate now. Boss, the boss is back. Open the gate. Welcome back, boss. Just me, or are there more of you now? There are, I'll explain about them later. Brought back plenty of meat, enough for everyone to eat their fill. Hooray, we've got meat. Thank you, boss. Once you have eaten up, assemble the commanders for a meeting. Sorry, Master and Company, but I'm afraid I must ask you to wait in the corner until then. We really use some food. Are you sure humans can eat demonic beast meat? Suppose you must have a highly skilled cook. Very well. It would be a shame to let the excess go to waste. I'll have 3 kilograms set aside for you. So much. This is great. Everyone will be so happy to hear we have food. I'd rather not draw too much attention if I could help it, so I would be happy to wait in a corner. Happy to wait around for a while too. Me too. Master, why don't we all take a little break?